Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wait, what? You're not Jason. Oh, Jason. Another vacation for Jason.
It was fun getting that 2 a.m. text message last night.
Oh, did you wake up to that?
Yes.
Yeah. Why was he must have been.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? He's probably in New Orleans and still woke up at like 5. That's my only guess.
Well, I think it's 4 their time.
Oh, that's right. 2 hours. You're right.
I don't know what he is doing.
Oh, what that was.
Going wild in New Orleans at
4
4 a.m.
Was he still awake or was he just waking up?
I think he might have been still awake.
Wow. Jason Ross partying it up in Noah. Good for him. Good for him. So it's Chris and I today. Just a reminder, everybody, for the week. So it's Chris and I today. We'll take you all the way through. And then we're all off for the Juneteenth holiday tomorrow. And then it'll be Alan in mornings. I'm taking a wrap around. I'm just taking Friday off. Are you going to make an attempt on that?
Attempt
on Friday, taking Friday off? Are you able to?
No.
Okay.
I will be with Alan.
Will you now?
Yes.
Will you be thinking of us though?
Yes. I'm going to say, well, you know, Dave. And he's going to say, you just call me Dave.
Yeah, but I was thinking of you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It does kind of feel like a Friday. I know it's not, but it does. We've got more code words to give away today for the DeMar DeRozan signed jersey.
Yeah, the off day in the middle of the week is always weird.
I know. It kind of is. You ain't lying.
You know what, company? How come we didn't get that same thing that we got for 4th of July of just Thursday, Friday?
I couldn't agree with you more. Don't we only get, isn't that, why is that a rule? Like we only get one floating holiday a year, I think. So. Why not have 2 or 3 floating holidays? Float the holidays. That's what I say. I got a bit of a, sometimes I know what I want to talk about in this segment. Sometimes I don't. I had something else I was going to say, but then I got here and this isn't a problem. It's actually a really good thing, but I have a problem and I'm incredibly uncomfortable, shockingly, with this. And I'm going to turn it over to the group here. So everybody knows who's listening to the show. Down the hall, we have the award-winning Pat, Tom, and Cody show without Tom now. Tom is retired, and so it's Pat and Cody. And Pat's kind of my counterpart over there. And, we always check in, say hi, whatever. Well, Tom used to make the coffee on this floor. And we'd go downstairs, make the coffee in the coffee maker. We have one of those big, giant, I don't know what you call it, thermosy things that you hit the top thing and push it down and it squirts the coffee out. And he'd go down and he'd do that. And then my thing when Tom said he was retiring is like, all I care about is no one's going to be here to make the coffee. Like, what's going on, Tom? And it was always a bit when he'd take a day off, I'd call him at like right around now and wake him up and be like, are you coming in to make the coffee? Haha, funny bit. Well, now Pat, walking over there before I get my coffee. Pat, who doesn't drink coffee, has now taken to making coffee every day. And at first it was, like, oh, that's sweet. But he does it every day now to the point where I feel bad. I'm like, I'll make it. Pat gets in before me. I'll make it. No, it's fine.
And you're the only one that drinks it.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I got to think there's other people on this floor at some point.
I think once people start coming in, though.
Right. They start drinking. But in the mornings, I'm the only one that drinks. I have a cup or two.
I might I've stopped, but I'll occasionally have half a cup.
So I get there today. And my thing is I come up onto the second floor where all the air studios are. You got to beep your way through a bunch of security doors. You get in, beep, beep. Okay, we're here. And right by the last door is the coffee center. I don't know. I'll get a cup. I'll go in. I'll say hi to Pat and Cody. I'll come down, start the show. And there's a yellow Post-it note next on the coffee. And it says, Dave, before you pour the coffee, go downstairs and check the fridge. I go, okay. I go downstairs. I open up the fridge. About a week ago, Pat and I had this random conversation. He's like, do you put cream in your coffee? And I go, yeah, I do at home. Oh, what are you? You a French vanilla guy? I go, I have hazelnut at home, but it's whatever. That was it. Well, Pat went to the store and he got a full bottle of hazelnut creamer.
Why?
He's a good guy.
Oh, what's his angle?
There was a movie in the early 80s. I can't remember it.
Cocktail.
I thought that was late. Wasn't that
late? Oh, maybe.
Yeah. No, this is like 80, 81, I want to
Stripes.
say. It starred Jan Michael Vincent of Airwolf fame.
I'm lost.
I forget. I remember the basic premise, and it was like Jan Michael Vincent was like this random dude on an island that like nobody knew about, and it was just a bunch of island people that were out in the middle of nowhere, and he didn't know the world, and he was just some dude who lived on an island, ate island food. But somehow word had gotten to this like coach in America that was desperate to find a recruit for his team that this guy was like an insane athlete. So he travels to the island and he sees for himself that Jan Michael Vincent's like, oh my God, this guy's like the best athlete in the world, but he won't leave the island. But like the tribe he's in has some rule where like if you save someone's life, you're like indebted to them for life. And so he sets up this elaborate scam where he pretends like he saves him or whatever, and then Jan Michael Vincent has to do whatever he wants to do. And it's like I remember, because like when somebody does something, it's very rare in this world that people do nice things for people without any agenda. And Pat has no agenda other than being a nice guy. Well, you're a horrible person, and you brought soup today.
I did.
It's like a wonderful day of giving and sharing. But it's gotten to the point now where like I feel this, and by the way, this isn't Pat's fault, but I have this massive debt on my shoulders now where it's like he's going to keep making the coffee. He's doing this. Like it's incredibly nice. I have to return. I can't be in debt. I have to return the favor.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
Pat and I decided to prank you. He's like, what's the plan? I'm like, let's just do nice things for him, and it's going to drive him crazy.
The thing is, I'm so scarred that's like half believable because it will. It will drive me crazy in a good way. Like it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But now I have to like find out. Now I have to like, how you have prank wars where you do it is kind of like that. You have prank wars where you do terrible things to your friends, like you guys do all the time. This is like an inverse prank war now. It's a prank war of nice things. So I have to, air quotes, prank Pat now. And I have to like, what would make Pat's day better here? I think I have to enlist Cody basically to help me. Cause I don't know, other than like Pat loves baseball.
Yeah.
But what am I going to do? Have, Johnny Bench come in and hang out every morning?
Pat doesn't seem like a things person.
Right. I like, what's his love?
You know what? Like, what would really like, hey, you know what, Pat? You know what I got you? I did something nice for somebody else. He'd be like, oh, thank you so much.
I just want to do something nice for Patrick. I don't know what it is.
Unfortunately, we've been kind of scaring each other the last couple of days.
Scaring each other?
Like accidentally.
Oh.
Like, because we get here and it's like dark and there's nobody around and you just turn the corner and both of us are like, ah!
Yeah. Do you guys both get here before Cody?
Yeah.
Okay. I know he does. I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to, and I don't know if that's just a me thing, because a lot of things are a me thing where I'm just weird, or like if somebody continually does nice things for you, don't you feel some sort of way about that? Like the teeter-totter is way in their direction. I need to even it out.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, man, I don't know. I want to do, and I'm not immune to, Pat's thing is every day. I'm not immune to having like the one time Don Geronimo gave me a circus in the parking lot for my birthday, right? Like, I'm not immune to doing a big, giant, elaborate thing to kind of make up for a lot of this. There's Pat walking by right now. I don't want him to hear. Only I could, turn an incredibly selfless, nice thing into something that is sort of stressful. I'm not going to lie. And not in a bad way. I see you do something nice for him. What else? So to be continued on that. We'll figure that out. I'm having lunch today with a friend after the show.
Scott Perry again?
No. That I haven't seen in like 6 months. You have any of those friends that are like 95% phone friends?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't really see. It's just, and then when you see each other in person, because I talk to this person like a couple times a week. We just haven't been able to get together, and then now we're gonna have a lunch, and it's like I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm also kind of not looking forward. No, because it's gonna be weird.
How's it going to be weird?
Because we talk on the phone. We have now established, right, that we are a phone friendship. We're a real friendship, but it's a phone friendship. And when you're on the phone, I'm a multitasker. So when I'm on the phone, I'm in my room or I'm outside, and like I have the person on speaker, and I'm doing like I'm watching a game or I'm messing or I'm playing a game or on my phone. I'm doing something while I'm paying attention, but I'm doing multiple things. When you're in person, they can see you. And so you have to give them like your undivided attention. And I get very antsy. Like I don't want to seem rude, but I very much like, if we're going to go to McCooney, shockingly. And like, while they're talking, I'm going to be really tempted to like be reading the menu and just looking at different things I might get next time, or scanning my phone for news. I don't do well in face-to-face one-on-ones because it's weird. I don't want you to see. What if she says something, or he, that, okay, like for example, I'm eating lunch with somebody and they go, yeah, I'm going through it right now. My kid flunked English, and I'm really like, if I'm at my house, I like quietly start laughing like, what a loser kid. But if I'm in person, I can't do the thing where I laugh at bad things, which I'm one of those people.
Okay, now I'm starting to understand who asked for the lunch. He's like, hey, let's go.
Who asked for this lunch?
Yeah.
Not me. Not me.
So if it was you reaching out to somebody, you would feel better about it. Do you feel that there will be news brought to this?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. Something. I don't know. Yes. Something. Because it's one of those like, hey, what are you doing? After I got trapped because it was, we were talking about the weekend and all. I said, yeah, Wednesday, then I'm off Thursday, Friday. It's going to be a nice 4-day weekend. And it's an old media friend of mine, by the way. I'm not going to say who it is because it's not about that person. I'm not saying it could be anybody. But and she goes, oh, so what are you doing after the show? And I was like, oh, nothing. I'm probably just going to go I'll do some stuff, and then I'll probably head up the hill in the evening. And then she's like, oh, well, let's go grab lunch right after your show. And I've already said I'm not doing anything. I got trapped. I already said I wasn't. This is why I shouldn't multitask, because I was multitasking. And then when I said I wasn't doing anything, I was just going to go home. Now let's get lunch. I can't be like, oh, I can't. I've got to, what? You got to go home? I got to take a nap. I need to eat lunch at my house. I have to crap. I could have said I have to let the dogs out. No, because I'd already said that it's summer and everybody's home. There's no way out of it at that point. I missed my opportunity to fake that I would. So it's fine. I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have said. But now all I'm thinking about is, and it's been like 5 days. Now all I'm thinking about is last weekend. Now it's like all week. I'm just like, oh God, what are we gonna talk about? Is it news? Is it bad news? It could be anything. It could be I have cancer.
Oh, geez.
It could be. It could be I'm moving. It could be I have a new job. It could be I don't think it could be I'm pregnant, but it could. It could be
hey, I got a new phone, so we're gonna be just like literally just FaceTiming every time.
Yeah.
You might be able to still get out of this.
How? You'll
say like, oh my God, someone at my work really pranked me by bringing in some creamer and I'm super sick.
It's kind of like playing as goofy as I sound on this stuff. It's kind of like how I tell you, like in cards or anything, like I can't cheat at anything because I really believe in karma and superstition. But
like even poker, you're supposed to lie.
But that's legal. What I can't do is like, oh, there's an ace of spades on the ground. Like for stuff like this, like I know a lot of my friends use their kids as shields when it comes to this stuff. Like, oh, Braxton got sick. I'm sorry. I think I believe that if I did that with
little Braxton or big Braxton?
Braxton Jr. I believe that if I did that with one of my kids, that they eventually would suffer that illness because I lied about it. And maybe it's even worse than what I said.
This is a weird thing. I think the same thing too.
Okay, right. Thank you. So
I don't believe in karma. I don't think it'll happen, but I just don't like putting that out
just
there.
Is in the universe. Exactly. And then when it happens, you're naturally going to tie it and see if you had no. So I am, unless something actually bad goes wrong, which I don't want it to. I'm in for the lunch. And yes, there's a possibility it's just going to be hey, good to see you. Just want to how you been. But then I say how I've been, and then they say how they've been. And then we're just eating. Why you're shaking your head? Why? Like, then what? What are we doing?
You're talking about every interaction ever.
Yeah. But that's the thing. And we got to do the show here. But here's the thing. I kind of realized this. You remember in Shawshank Redemption, you'll get the segue makes sense. Remember when the old guy who hung himself was like, Morgan Freeman said he was institutionalized because he'd been in prison for so long. Okay. And then Morgan Freeman ended up being institutionalized. You're in prison that long. You can't handle it on the outside. I think what's happened is that through the years, I have become institutionalized when it comes to brief interactions. Like, think about it. Like this show, the longest interaction we're going to have is, now 20 minutes, and then we get a break. If I'm dealing with you guys, if we're talking, dude, who's the first guy? Says something and everyone laughs or whatever. I always leave, like right as it's get out earlier rather than stay later. Right. And I have brief interactions with people that I'll walk by Angie's office. Hey, how you doing? Chit chat, small talk. All right. Have a good weekend. Hey, Pat. Hey, Cody. Hey, Chris. Okay. That's it. It's not like we're here for an hour talking about what. You run out, and then it gets weird, and then I start stressing out about things to talk about. I start doing show. I'm going to do prep for this, where I'm going to have on my little iPhone notepad, I'm going to have emergency topics.
Have you seen that dad that has?
Yes, dude, I identify with that dad. So, Chris, you're talking about the dad that types up a list of topics for he and his buddies to talk about when they meet at the bar once a week. It'll be like, what's happening in Iran? The Giants got Devers. Kids in college, too expensive, and it's just a white sheet of paper with single line typing on it with these top. I saw that, dude, and I'm like, oh my God. Except I won't be at the bar and I won't be around people, but if I were, that's what I would have. Anyways, The World's Greatest Athlete is the name of the movie. Thank you from the 530, and you can text as well at 9163-391140. You can call us if you wish. You don't have to. 1-800-920-1140. Remember, we've got code words to give out at the bottom of every hour for DeMar DeRozan's signed jersey. We have a 4-pack for your family or friends to go to the California State Fair. We'll do that as well. Right now, we'll start the show. Let's kick it off with Leading Off.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The Giants leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. There will be no fairy tale on opening night for Rafael Devers in a Giants uniform.
Well, Devers did his best. He hit a double, get his first hit as a Giant, and then bottom of the 9th, the Guardians had their fireballer closer in the game, hitting 100-101, Emmanuel Clase, which, by the way, Emmanuel Clase, 100% sounds like a striker for Liverpool. As a matter of fact, was there not a you know who I'm thinking? German. Klose? Didn't Germany have a player as like Klose and it was pronounced like,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, that's why I'm thinking that. Anyways, dude is a fireballer, but also was opponents batting 297 against him. So Giants load the bases, including Rafael Devers getting his second hit. Nice little oppo. And look, I don't want to pick on the dude, but I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm just not a big Casey Schmidt fan. I'm really, really not. And he's 26. There's time for him, but nobody's Matt Chapman at third base. But in that Rocky series, Casey Schmidt just did not do well at third. And then last night, he had a huge base running error that killed a rally or a potential rally. And then striking out to end the game, it wasn't even like it looked like if you and I had been up there. Like it was just not a good at bat whatsoever. Wasn't Devers' fault. We'll talk about this a little bit later. I think for Giants fans, what I took from this, look, it's 1 of 162, whatever. That's fine. The Giants did have 10 hits. They out hit the Guardians 10-6. They had that error. Poor Robbie Ray suffers his second loss of the year. But what really, 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 really matters to me, and this is what I've been watching, obviously Rafael Devers is a great hitter and is going to be a great addition, but what is that going to do for Willy Adames? So they put Devers in third, so they start with Lee into Adames into Devers. Well, Adames in game 1 of the Devers era goes 2 for 4. So right there, dude's batting about 450, raising his average on the season to 206. If Devers can not only bring what he's bringing, but also wake up Willy Adames, and they go Lee Adames, Devers, Ramos, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is what they did last night, that is going to be trouble for a lot of other teams. Real quick, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
That'll be strike 3. The catcher will complete it over to first, and that is it. 13-3, the final today.
Yeah, so the A's had themselves a little bit of a win streak. They also beat the Astros in game 1 out at Sutter Health Park. They emphatically did not win the second game of that series. Yikes. 13-3 your final. 3 runs on 4 hits for the A's. But JP Sears, his ERA balloons to 5.45. This is just an absolute slapping all the way around. 15 hits for the Astros to go with 13 runs. and just hitting it absolutely out of the park. 6 home runs. Dubon and Smith both with 2 apiece for the Astros. Just not pretty at all. We'll talk briefly about that later in the show. Number 3, please. Cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are 1 win away from their first ever NBA championship. For the first time in the finals, they lead the Pacers 3 victories to 2, a resounding Game 5 home court win, 120-109, as the Thunder have 2 shots to get 1 win to hoist their first ever NBA title.
Game 6 isn't till tomorrow, but we'll be gone, so we're going to do our previewing today. Also, we have a Stanley Cup champion, and big news from John Fisher, but not the news maybe you were expecting. We now know how he is at least partially going to fund his Vegas stadium if that happens. Sam Amick will join us at 8 a.m. a day early. Also, my counterpart up in Seattle at KJR, Dave Softy Mahler. You may recognize him from the Relocation deal. We're going to talk to him about Seattle fans and how they're feeling during this series, along with some other things as well. Always fun to talk to him. We'll take a break. Safer out next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Wednesday. It'll be bright and warmer today. Even the morning feels a bit more mild as you head out the door. Into the afternoon, sunny skies, light winds, highs in the upper 90s to about 102 across the valley. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I got to get business cards printed for my entire staff, but where do I even?
That was easy.
Oh, okay, Staples. But can I have bigger stuff printed too, like huge signs and banners?
That was easy.
Nice. And what if I had to ship a package?
That was easy.
Have my passport photo taken?
That was easy.
Coffee and snacks?
That was easy.
What about the latest laptops?
That was
Earbuds
easy.
and headphones?
That was
Office
easy.
chairs?
That was easy.
I think I also need to get some staples.
Seriously?
I had to ask.
For everything your business needs to get the job done.
Staples. That was easy.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-431-8958. That's 800-431-8958.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, the way Nick Kurtz has been going, it's easy to forget that just over a year ago, he was finishing his college career at Wake Forest. Back-to-back game-winning home runs, including the 447-foot walk-off shot against the Astros to begin the most recent homestand, the longest walk-off for the A's since they began keeping track of those things 10 years ago. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's a quick note I saw during the break. They just released the first trailer for the upcoming Bruce Springsteen biopic starring Jeremy Allen White of The Bear. Good actor.
And Iron Claw.
That too. And I'm not a Springsteen guy, so that's fine. But I was thinking, like, so you've had the Queen one, you've had the Johnny Cash one, you're going to have this one, and then there's, Bob Dylan, right? Like, how far away are we? And I know this is just because it's a generational thing, but dude, and I don't want to hear like, well, they already did it, because if they did it, I haven't heard of it, which means who cares? Like, how far away are we? How has there possibly not been a movie that like focuses on Seattle late 80s, early 90s, where you have these bands, Mother Love Bone, which basically launched the grunge movement. Their lead singer dies. Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden, and it kind of focuses on Andrew from Mother Love Bone, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana.
Oh my gosh, you're just lame.
And then just like not only goes from like the absolute explosion when Nirvana hit Nevermind and how it effectively killed hair rock. I mean, it killed off hair metal. It killed off all the Guns N' Roses and all of that. Warrant, it just killed them. Everything was grunge. So you got the rise to stardom. And then the absolute, like, you can't write better is not the word, a more tragic tragedy that happened where you lost all those singers at different points, starting with Andrew and then Kurt and then Lane and then Chris much later. Like, how has there not been a biopic on all of that?
I don't like music biopics for the most part.
I'm not trying to sell a music. I'm not trying to sell the overall music. I hear what you're saying. They like Ray. I loved Ray, but that's because once in a lifetime you're going to find an actor like Jamie Foxx that is also a classical pianist who does a perfect rendition of Ray Charles. But that's few and far between.
Yeah, I would say Ray's good. Cash is pretty good.
Cash was it was.
Yeah, and then I would say Straight Outta Compton.
Yep.
And that's about it.
I would agree with you on
Rocket
that.
Man was good, but I wouldn't really call that a biopic. That's more of a...
Sure.
That's almost like a musical.
But
like it all feels like a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, and that's...
like this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened.
But that's what I'm saying. The subject matter of that era, that's a movie. That is interesting. That really happened. And it's horrible and amazing. And the soundtrack would be awesome. I'm just saying, aspiring movie writers out there, it's all there for you. Or do we have to wait like another 20 years?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. All right. Oh, by the way, that lunch I was scheduled to, that's why I paused. The lunch I was talking about, I just got this text. Actually, I'm going to have you read I'm going to come in there and I'm going to have you read.
You just texted to me.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could. Okay. You're you know what? Sometimes, man, the world absolutely works in the most mysterious ways, Christopher. It's really, really crazy how that works out. All right, here we go. Sending it to you. You just got it. Go ahead.
Good morning. I woke up sick, so I need a rain checked. Next week? Oh man, I'm slammed next week.
You see now how it works? Because the only other choice would be no, let's do it next week. Then what happens? I have another week now of stressing about this. All right, well, my afternoon just freed up. Thank you very much. All right, safer out question 1, please.
Rafael Devers went 2 for 5 with a double in his Giants debut. Safer out. If Devers continues to hit 400 for the Giants, you'll be happy.
You know what? That's a big fat safe. Yes, I will. I will be very happy. He's probably, almost certainly not going to hit 400. But man, he's a good hitter. We knew he was a good hitter coming in, but my God. And I think the stat of the century is still nobody for the Giants has hit 30 home runs since Barry Bonds in 2004. That's going to change over the course of Devers' career. I'm pretty confident. He is a phenomenal hitter. He's what they call a professional hitter, if you will. So yes, I'm very excited. I know they lost, but they lose the battle, win the war, I hope is what's going on. Very, very nice to welcome Devers into San Francisco. Number 2, please.
Willie Adames went 2 for 4 and got his season average over 200. Safer out. This is the real added effect Devers brings.
Yeah, that's safe. I really hope that's safe. It was safe yesterday, and that's the first thing I thought of when they made the trade. Okay, awesome. We all know what Rafael Devers brings, but Willie Adames was their huge offseason signing. He's got 9 figures coming into his bank account, and he's an excellent player. He has been trash this year, and sometimes that happens. People go into extended slumps. It just happens to be the beginning of the year, just like a lot of times people have extended hot streaks, and then everybody thinks they're a Hall of Famer, and usually everything regresses to the mean, or in this case, progresses hopefully to the mean. In Adames's case, now part of that might have been his lack of protection in the lineup, and what is it? The rising ship raises all ships. Whatever that's saying.
Rising seas.
Rising seas raise all ships.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah. There you go. So that's what I'm hoping, is that Adames will respond to this, as will the other hitters. And as we saw yesterday, look, they lost, and it's obviously the tiniest of tiny sample sizes. It's one game against, by the way, a good Guardians team, but 10 hits, 2 runs. Okay. Can we grow that? I'm waiting for the offensive explosion that I hope is coming, but it was very early returns. Very, very good. Number 3, please.
Rising tide lifts all ships.
Yes, rising tide. Yes, raise all ships.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The Yankees were shut out for the 3rd straight game yesterday. Safer out. This is absolutely bonkers for an offense like that.
Yeah, kind of is, man. Now look, 162 game season. 162 game season. This type of stuff's going to happen. All right. But 3 straight shutouts? Yikes. 3 straight shutouts. against the Yankees. We're not talking about some lame-o team. We're talking about the Yankees. They got 4 hits. And Aaron Boone, he dropped Paul Goldschmidt to 6th. Put the rookie Jason Dominguez first to lead off. But nothing. They were 0-10 with runners on. They just got 3 to second base. They've lost 5 in a row. They've scored 5 runs in their last 6 games. One of those was a 1-0 win last Thursday at KC. Last time they did this over a 6-game span, August of 1968. Aaron Judge got booed after his 3rd strikeout. He's 2-19 with 12 strikeouts in his last 5 games. They have not scored in 29 innings. They have not scored since the 9th inning of a 4-3 loss at Boston. They have never been shut out 4 straight games. So, hey, looking for a record today. I know. Where's Jason? The Yankees are 13.
He was just lying. He didn't want to come into work today because of that.
I don't blame him. I'd have taken a vacation, too.
I'm going to New Orleans.
Yankees are the 3rd team this season to get shut out in 3 consecutive, following the Reds in April and the Rockies in mid-April. No team has been blanked in 4 straight since the Royals in 2017. Look, Yankees want to win a championship. They're this ain't the way to drive to a title if you're the New York Yankees. The way to drive to a title is to get into a brand new Hoblet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, in Woodland, just 5 minutes from the airport. We've talked a lot about philosophically about Hoblet over the last month. You know, they got their employee pricing plus days going on right now with some massive deals on all their vehicles. And you have the brand new truck center, but you also have the used car center with so many cars under 20 grand. Whether you're in the market for new or used. Here's the thing. Let me talk about their new vehicles. Let's just be honest, man. Every car dealership's going to be like, hey, Sunday, we have these great deals, and come on down. They all have them. What separates Hoblet is they don't do the whole supply and demand thing where, the hottest cars, we're gonna overprice them because everybody wants this. They're not just throwing it out at MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price. They're going under MSRP even on the most popular, most in-demand vehicles. And in the case of the Ram, in which they're the number 1 Ram truck dealer in California, number 3 in the country, they've got over 400 of these brand new suckers. Over 400. So the price you see is the price you pay as well. There's no hidden agenda, no hidden fees, no hidden garbage. Search, select, and save at hobletdodge.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup. Some more Sac State news for you as well. We'll go around the world of sports before we get to 3 for Madness at the top of the hour. Don't forget, Sam Amick at 8 o'clock. Dave Softy Muller from KJR in Seattle. We're right back right after this.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Zach Geloff, still out with that stress reaction in his ribs, joined the A's on the road in Anaheim last week to continue his rehab progression and is expected to begin a minor league rehab assignment this week. Gio Urshela, out with that left hamstring strain, joined AAA Las Vegas for a rehab assignment last week and is expected to begin playing this week as well. This injury update was brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Have an injury? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, an injury law firm, has many happy clients in Sacramento and the surrounding areas who have called Downtown. Get paid for your injuries from slip and falls or auto accidents. One of their most recent settlements was $1.5 million for a motorcycle accident. Have you had an auto accident? Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222 and visit them at calldowntown.com.
Chris, what did you bring today? It's gnocchi?
Chicken gnocchi soup.
Oh, and bacon to go on top?
Yeah.
Love that. I love that. That's team building. People go, why are you, people go all the time, why are you guys so successful? They don't. They never say that. But, you know, it's chicken gnocchi soup. By the way, we also bribe you guys. We may not have chicken gnocchi soup with bacon, but we do have a signed DeMar DeRozan jersey. All you have to do is listen all day, get the code words, text them in, and you'll have a chance to win the jersey. Okay? Bottom of the hour-ish. The code word for today that you text in at 916-339-1140. Don't call, text. The code word is forward. 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 Anyway. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. I watched the bulk of this series, and it was incredible until the last two games. I mean, Florida's a better team. I'm not a hockey guy, but pretty easy to see Florida was a better team. Sucks. I was rooting for the Oilers, not just because, you know, when I grew up, Gretzky and Messier and Grant Fuhr and all them guys. But also, I always root for Canada. It's their sport. They never,
When Sir Stanley was alive, could you imagine saying like, hey, Florida is going to win the hockey championship one day?
Yeah, they're going to win 2 in a row, and then a couple before them, Las Vegas did. The hotbeds of hockey, Florida, Vegas, but they are. Really. You got hockey teams in Phoenix, where you did. Phoenix, Florida, Vegas. That's fine, good for them. But this wasn't a great game. Sam Reinhart started it off.
And Ekholm will swing it across to Bouchard into the neutral zone. Poked away. Here's Reinhart heading in. Gets around Ekholm in front of shot. He scores! Sam Reinhart as he was being pulled down. He beats Skinner top shelf. And the Panthers strike first here in Game 6.
Pretty good game for Reinhart. Matthew Tkachuk goal made it 2-0. That yes, son of Keith. Speaking of. And then, who'd score the third goal?
At the half wall. Turnaround shot. Off the chest protector of Skinner. The rebound. Barkov in front. It bounces and they score. It went off Reinhart. And the Panthers take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, it's looking bad for the Oilers. Sam Reinhart already with 2 goals. Who would make it 4-0?
Now Barkov right side. Reinhart to the open. Then he scores! It's a hat trick here in Game 6 for Sam Reinhart. He cashes in on the empty net. 4-0 Panthers with 6:34 to play in the third.
Well, that's pretty cool. Hat trick in a clinching game. What could be better than a hat trick in a clinching game, you ask?
Now to Reinhart again to the empty net. Does it have the distance? It does! 4 for Sam Reinhart. He scores to make it 5-0 Panthers. Another empty netter with 5:05 to play here in the third.
I'm guessing, I could be wrong. I'm guessing you don't have this in Who's Hot or Who's Not. If you do, sincere apologies.
I do not.
Corey Perry is a member of the Edmonton Oilers, and he has not had the best 6 years. Or has he? In 2020, 2021, 2022, not 2023, but 2024 and 2025. So that is 5 of the last 6 years. Corey Perry has been on the losing team in the Stanley Cup Finals. On 4 different teams in 5 years that he has. And I never know what to think there. On one hand, that's incredibly heartbreaking. On the other hand, you've made it to the Stanley Cup Finals 5 of the last 6 years. How great is that? How great were your regular seasons and your playoffs to be able to do that? You didn't win the final one, but how cool is that? Also, it's kind of lame. Cool or lame? New segment coming. Do you have any? Do you happen to have Cal Raleigh in your Who's Hot or Who's Not?
No.
Okay, good. Want to throw this in there. Last night, Cal Raleigh became the first. That's the big dumper. If you're wondering what his nickname is, Cal Raleigh, who would be the American League MVP so far if it wasn't for that Aaron Judge guy. He became the first player in baseball history to drive in 6 or more runs, hit a grand slam, steal a base, and out-hit the entire opposing team all in the same game. Have a night, Cal Raleigh. I've spent a lot of time over in Europe over the last couple of years. I still don't understand Scottish. Can you understand what this guy is saying in Parliament when he's asking a question?
Being done to make sure that this place is more accessible, particularly for some of our colleagues who have a disability. Here.
I'm sorry. It must be something to do with my activity and background. Could you please repeat the question, because I didn't follow it?
Well, very popular today. I'm saying that a number of parliamentary colleagues who have disabilities do find it quite difficult getting around certain parts of the state. Given that we're doing this refurbishment work, what can be done to make sure that those with a disability are able to move around more freely and the place is accessible?
I'm really sorry. Please, could you do it very slowly and intimidating English? Thanks.
Do you remember in Billy Madison when the guy came over to tutor Billy in French?
Oh.
Slower. I think he was asking about people in Parliament with disabilities, saying there's a lot of people in Parliament with disabilities, and is there anything they can do to help them get around?
Popular today. I'm saying that a number of parliamentary colleagues who have disabilities do find it quite difficult getting around certain parts of
Number of parliamentary colleagues with disabilities find it difficult getting around.
the state. Given that we're doing this refurbishment work, what can be done to make sure that those with a disability are able to move around more freely?
What can be done? Okay, yeah. Man, you think you know English and then you meet somebody who's Scottish. Woo, baby. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. We'll also try that. We'll carry over the Sac State thingy as well. Let you know what's going to happen for the most part next year. Coming up at 7:28, John Fisher news you're going to want to hear. And we'll get into basketball, including Caitlin Clark. We'll have I abhor this topic, so we're going to talk about it. As a matter of fact, do me a favor, Chris, switch and 3 for Madness. Put question 2 on the bottom. Put question, just flip-flop 2 and 3, please. We'll have that conversation. We'll do it all right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Wednesday. It'll be bright and warmer today. Even the morning feels a bit more mild as you head out the door. Into the afternoon, sunny skies, light winds, highs in the upper 90s to about 102 across the valley. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. And don't forget to add this Father's Day or that grad in your life. We've got you covered at the Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now. Thunder. Feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. Introducing all new high-limit slots, showcasing over 260 exciting slots, impeccable service, premium amenities, and action that's unmatched.
Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPfest.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right. Coming up at 7:28, John Fisher has put his team up for sale. That is breaking news. But it's not the breaking news you think. We'll explain, and we'll also explain what that will or won't, how that will or won't affect things here in Sacramento. Also, probably not the way you might be thinking unless you saw the news. In the meantime, 3 for Madness. Question 1.
Tyrese Halliburton has a calf strain and will have an MRI to determine the severity day. Do you see him not playing in Game 6?
I don't. Now, look, if his calf is shredded, if it's something crazy, he's not going to have a choice. But and I don't want to say, well, he also finished out Game 5 because we've seen players finish out games with torn ACLs and Achilles issues and all that, and then it turns out this is a long-term thing. It certainly sounds like if it was regular season, we probably wouldn't be seeing Tyrese Halliburton for a while, but this isn't the regular season. This is an elimination game in the NBA Finals. I don't know what the MRI is going to say, obviously. But barring something that is so outrageous that it's just not even a conversation, barring him being done for the year, I think the only 2 choices are he's going to play in Game 6, a la Aaron Gordon with his issue, or he's done for the finals. I don't see him missing Game 6 and then playing Game 7, as Jason and I talked about yesterday. Either way, that's just, you never want to see injury be a factor, both for the Pacers' sake, but also for OKC's sake. You don't want to, you're going to have the dummies go, oh, everybody's hurt. They coasted their way to a title. Everybody was injured. That kind of dumb thing.
Rick Carlisle was on 107.5 The Fan in Indianapolis earlier today. This is what he had to say about Tyrese Halliburton.
He is going to be carefully evaluated over the next 36 hours and will likely be listed as questionable on the injury report and probably will be a game-time decision for Game 6.
That's exactly what I would expect Rick Carlisle to say. By the way, I'm not saying he's lying at all. I'm just saying your last thing he wants to do is give anything away to Mark Daigneault and the Thunder, who are obviously prepping for whatever.
As big as a Tyrese Halliburton hater as I am, I would say one of the biggest. I put myself on that high of a
Mount Rushmore.
It is really gross, hearing media people saying "Oh, come on, this is the finals. You gotta cut it." Would Jordan do this? Dude, it's your calf. There's nothing you can really do about it.
It's so stupid. A lot of the discourse, we talked about this a bit yesterday.
But I will say it's still his fault.
So much of this discourse is just so stupid around the NBA and basketball in general, which we'll get to a little bit. Question 2, please.
Question 2.
The Kevin Durant convo seem to be reaching an apex. Is he gone from Phoenix before the end of the weekend?
Yeah, I think that's a coin flip. I'll say yeah. We got, today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This thing's coming to a head. And you got the NBA draft coming up. I think it's one of those, whether it's today, tomorrow, at some point Phoenix is going to say, okay, give me your best and brightest, best and final offer. And then they'll pick. It does sound like, from a Phoenix point of view, if you believe the reports, that Minnesota probably has the most attractive offer to them, in which Rudy Gobert is the centerpiece of that deal. But that's the team. That is not one of the 3 teams Kevin Durant has said he wants to go to. So it'll be really interesting to see if Miami, Houston, San Antonio move off of their offers to improve them, or if the Suns just say, screw it, we don't care, we're sending you to Minnesota, dude. Imagine that, not sending a player to his destination. I thought that was not legal, but either way, I think this resolves itself coming up, if not this weekend, very, very soon after. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Caitlin Clark was reportedly bounced around in last night's game versus the Sun. Is this good for the sport?
All right. I hate this topic. I hate talking about this. I've said it before, and I'll say it again in case you're new. I hate talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in the WNBA, but I also hate not.
Wow.
Let me explain. Let me explain. It is almost impossible to have this conversation, any conversation about this, without people getting fired up one way or the other. You're either woke or you're a misogynist. You're either a racist or you have a blind eye. You either spend too much time talking about women's basketball or you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Which one are you?
Yes. Well, not the racist part or the misogynist part. I'm none of them. I'm all the good things. And people get mad we don't talk about it. Well, look, I'm just being transparent. Part of the reason I don't talk about it is because I don't want the blowback. But then also I hate not talking about it because I get blowback all the time. And it's a lava pit. You can't have it is so hard these days in the world of binary, black or white, no puns intended, by the way, yes or no, up or down, clear cut. You can't just have an open conversation because, oh my God, what if I say something wrong? What if I say something ignorant? And I don't think ignorance is pejorative. Ignorance simply means, oh, I wasn't educated on that. I didn't know. Thank you for you can't have a conversation without it being clipped up and aggregated, and you look like a total moron. But whatever, I look like a total moron.
Who would clip something up just to make someone look bad?
And then you talk about it, it's like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you don't talk about it, it's you don't care. Well, let's just talk about it and whatever. Is it good for the sport? Last night, Caitlin Clark was like a pinball, shoved around, shoved to the ground. There were multiple skirmishes back and forth. Well, here, let me give you the argument as to why it's good for the sport, and I'll use some history here, and we'll get into some uncomfortable situations. I mean, we're really going to get into some uncomfortable situations here. It's good for the sport. Number one, we're talking about it. Anytime you're talking about a sport that's trying to break through, it's good. It's almost good. Like, barring like this person murdered that person. Like, I'm talking about on the floor. So that's good. Number two, it's on all the TV networks. It's on SportsCenter. It's everywhere. It's being talked about. That's good. Any publicity, good publicity. That's great. Sports has a long time very interesting, and I'm using interesting because I can't think of a better word, relationship with racism. They have a very interesting dance they do with racism. And there's a lot of racism going on. You know what? Let me take back racism. That's such a trigger word. There's a lot of race conversations going on around the WNBA and Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know what the percentage is, but let's just say 80% of everybody watching, that doesn't even come into play. They're just watching basketball and rooting on the basketball and, oh, this person's white, this person's black. It doesn't matter. But the NBA itself has very much benefited through the years from racism. Let me explain. There's a documentary on it, an excellent one. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. When Larry Bird and Magic Johnson came out of college pretty much at the same time, and the odds of Magic Johnson going to Los Angeles and Larry Bird going to Boston, people talk about conspiracy theories all the time in the NBA, the frozen envelope and Luka Doncic, and okay. If there was ever a conspiracy theory in the NBA, that's the conspiracy theory.
They basically created the NBA.
They absolutely took the NBA from being tape delayed finals coverage. Literally, the NBA finals were on tape delay in some markets because they didn't want to mess with their evening news. And guys pretty much doing everything but snorting cocaine at mid-court. Just Google Phoenix Suns and cocaine in 80s, and you can see what I'm talking about. You had the transition over to a new commissioner from Larry O'Brien to this little short guy with glasses and a weird mustache, David Stern. And one of the first things he did is he said, "We're doing the wrong thing. We're marketing teams. We need to market players. That's the key." Well, who are you going to market? Oh, there's these two kids. You've got one kid, black guy, coming from Michigan State. You got the other guy, this hick from French Lick, white guy. Okay, well, we're going to put the black guy in L.A., the home of glitz and glamour and all that. And they're going to be, they're the fast-paced team. Fast-paced, Hollywood, glitz, showmanship, celebratory. We're gonna give them the one guy with the beautiful smile that can light up the room. We're gonna give them the angry guy that's intimidating and brooding and mean to everybody. That Kareem guy with the funny name that he changed. I remember him as Lou Alcindor, by the way, but Kareem, whatever. Okay, fine, whatever you want to call yourself, dude. You're scary. You're brooding. Give him this kid out of North Carolina, James Worthy, that can fly all over the field or a court. Okay, so that's going to be, we're going to call them Showtime. Put movie stars in the front. Oh, hey, there's Jack Nicholson. Then we're going to go to Boston, who at best has a troubled history when it comes to race relations and athletes in that market. For reference, Google Bill Russell, Boston and racism. There's some stories there. There's really some stories there of what he went through.
Just Google Red Sox and racism.
Boston, and look, I'm not trying to crap on Boston here. I'm saying these are just facts. They've had a very
look up busing in Boston.
Troubled history with this. All right. So let's take the hick from French Lick, the white kid. All right, he's in Boston now. Let's put that other dude at power forward, Kevin McHale, the scrappy guy that just wants to win, and Danny Ainge, who, by the way, if Danny Ainge was black, he'd be a thug and dirty.
He would be called a thug and be called.
Well, exactly. Thank you. All right. Guys like Jerry Seasting, Greg Kite. Well, Dennis Johnson, we'll put him at the 2. Robert Parrish coming over from, the Warriors, I think. Old 00. And now you've got on one side, you've got the future of the NBA, the glitz and glamour, run and gun, Hollywood Lakers. And you've got they do basketball the right way. Fundamentals. They don't preen and pose. They do it right there in Boston with that kid Larry Bird. That's what I want my kid to be like. There is a whole documentary that breaks this down. How Black America overwhelmingly identified and rooted for the Lakers. White America overwhelmingly identified and rooted for the Boston Celtics. And then you had the people in the middle that did not care. And, I'm a Boston fan, I'm a Laker fan, or, hey, I'm a Kings fan, I'm a Clipper, whatever. And whether they purposely used that or whether it was just kismet that it happened, the NBA was saved. Lakers Celtics was must-see television. And they dominated the finals throughout the 80s. Then this kid comes along named Mike Jordan out of North Carolina, sticking his tongue out, those horrible, crazy red and black shoes he wore that he got fined for every game because he didn't have white on them. I'm not joking. I'm not making a pun. They didn't. Wore that big chain around his neck. Played above the rim, not really fundamental. He could score, but what else could he? He can't win. You got to learn how to play the right way. The right way. Jordan comes along. Bird and Magic still own, but they're owning the game, but you can tell this kid's knocking on the door. And while this kid was trying to get to the promised land, you started hearing this 3-word phrase come about from a writer named Sam Smith in Chicago called the Jordan Rules. And there was a lot of back and forth as to what the Jordan Rules exactly were. Well, part of the Jordan Rules were if he comes into the lane, you basically kill him. You make him feel your presence. And he had to go through maybe the toughest test of all to get through, and that was your bad boy Detroit Pistons. Well, why were the Detroit Pistons bad boys? They were physical as hell. Some would say they were dirty. Blue collar, Detroit. He had to go through them. The big bad thugs from Detroit trying to kill this poor kid, Michael Jordan, that the NBA should be protecting. Now, let's fast forward now to the WNBA. With that is kind of because we all know what happened with Michael Jordan. He ended up being okay. He ended up having a decent career. Now you fast forward to the WNBA today. Here are some facts for you. Caitlin Clark is the most valuable player in the WNBA, and it is not particularly close. It's not close. I'm not disrespecting Asia Wilson or anybody else. I'm talking about value, monetary value. Okay. Was the WNBA a league long before Caitlin Clark? Absolutely. Has the WNBA been growing? Yes. Nobody has had the effect on eyeballs, on viewers, on listeners, on any of that. Nobody has had the effect that Caitlin Clark has had. Well, you got Angel Reese that comes out at the same time. Angel Reese plays a different game. Caitlin Clark's out there looking like Steph Curry. Angel Reese is coming in and playing that kind of scrappy, reboundy, tough, physical game. They're both excellent players. And what a cool rivalry that started in college, much like Johnson and Bird. Now, I understand Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are not apples to apples with Johnson and Bird, but I'm doing my best here. So the question was, is this good for the sport? I think it is good for the sport. And I also read the discourse on this. I see it in the chat. I see it on social media. There's a lot of really questionable discourse going on involving Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark is, Miss America, this victim. Angel Reese is a thug. People are out there trying to kill Caitlin Clark on the court. There's a lot of dog whistling, right? But is it good for the sport? You're not asking me, is it morally good? You're not asking me, is it something we should be doing or celebrating? That's not the question. The question is it good for the sport? Well, if you define the sport as growing and getting fans, new fans, getting more eyeballs on TV, getting more ear holes on radio, yeah, it's good for the sport, just like it was with Magic and Larry. It's really, really good for the sport because you have the game itself in the history of sports, and the game should sell itself. But you also have the peripherals. Don't tell me the peripherals don't matter. I would just simply ask you, how often do you watch soccer outside the Olympics, swimming outside the Olympics, gymnastics outside the Olympics? That peripheral is country. It unites us. So you root for these sports and you're entertained by these sports that you are glued to during the Olympics. Glued to them. Must-see television. But then 6 months later, when those same athletes are participating in the Cal-Can swimming invitational in Las Cruces, New Mexico, it's being shown on NBC Sports California plus minus divided by because you don't care. Because it's not about the sport, it's about the peripheral, and the sport is just kind of the umbrella. So, yeah, peripherals matter is my point. By the way, the quality of basketball in the WNBA is better than it's ever been. The skill is better than it's ever been. So you have, as a peripheral, you have a little bit or a lot of bit, depending on who you want to be, a racism. Or should I say race? God, what would you call it? Race-based rooting. You throw in a few sprinkles of misogyny. These girls can't play. High school team would beat them. Look at this. Look at that layup. What was that? Wasn't for Caitlin Clark, the whole league would collapse. Yeah, I have a little bit of that. Is that good for the sport? Yeah, it's good for the sport. It is good for the sport. Now, the hope is, much like with Larry and Magic, the hope is you grow past that. You get the new fans, they come in, they go, oh, okay. The key, I think, is you gotta stop comparing the WNBA to the NBA, dude. You just have to. They're both basketball. You have to stop comparing it. It needs to be okay to say would a Division I high school championship team beat the WNBA world champion? Yeah, probably. I think so. I do. Look at the size and the weight of the seniors in high school, or that team, the high school team. Look at the size and weight of the WNBA players. Now, I don't doubt that the fundamentals and the skill level of the WNBA players is better. That shouldn't be a taboo topic. It should be like, yeah, so what? That's like if 155-pound guy boxed a 155-pound female. The guy would win. Science, great. So what? Who cares? Why are you comparing the two? Enjoy each sport for what it is. Now, coming back to Caitlin Clark, this isn't that much different than what Jordan had to go through with the Pistons. It really isn't. Yes, we can sit here on the outside and say, dude, you guys should be kissing her feet and thanking her and protecting her because she's going to make all of you a lot of money in the long run. She already has. She's bringing more fans to the sport than anybody else has in the history of the game. But that's not how sports works. And it's just incredibly disrespectful to them as athletes. Dude, you've got proud athletes that have busted their ass to get to that level, who have egos and pride, just like the men do. It's no different. And they see this new person come in getting all these accolades they haven't. You know how hard it is to be at that level and have to openly admit that, oh, I'm not as good as this person. I don't deserve what this person gets. It's easy to do on Twitter and on radio shows, but in reality, these are incredible. They're the most competitive people in the world, professional athletes. Yeah, they're probably going to want to send some messages. Yes, they're probably going to want to, without actually hopefully injuring the person, bang them around a little bit, make them suffer. Oh, you want to drive the lane? Good luck. You're going into the third row. Oh, you've made 4 in a row from the logo. Well, the next one we're going to put you on your rear end. That's not misogyny or racism or being an idiot about the game or all this other stuff that's sports, dude. That is actually sports. That's how sports works. What needs to happen is the WNBA itself needs to grow up and needs to look at that and go, okay, we need to do something about this. We need to send a message. Whether it's Caitlin Clark or anybody else, you do this, you're getting fined pretty heavy. We're going to start suspending people. And oh, by the way, our fines are going to hit harder. It's not like they're out there making $20 million a year and a $50,000 fine is in their couch cushions. I know we're long. That's fine. I'll wrap this up. You can make fines hurt in the WNBA a lot more than NBA. Also, the refs need to police this a little better. Oh, you want to knock her to the ground? That's cool. You're gone. Sweet. Hope that worked. Oh, and you're suspended for a game and you're fined $20,000, which is like, it wouldn't even be $20,000. That's way too much. Like you're fined $10,000, which is like it's like 10% of your yearly salary for a lot of these people playing. And oh, by the way, the Indiana needs to do something about it. Because you know what happened with Michael Jordan? They went, hey, Charles Oakley, yeah, gonna need you. Gonna need you, dude. Oh, hey, Rodman, yeah, I'm gonna need you too, guy. They got Jordan bodyguards. And word went around really, really quick, even to Rick Mahorn and Bill Laimbeer. That's cool. You screw with our meal ticket, and you're going to be eating out of a straw for a while, hypothetically, figuratively. So I don't, there's this big Venn diagram that goes on that involves all those big social words, which is why it's uncomfortable to talk about. It is a lava pit. I guarantee you somebody out there, multiple people are pissed off at this segment. I would challenge you to tell me what I lied about. Tell me what I was wrong about. I mean, seriously, if I'm wrong about something, you truly think that, I'd love to hear it. But
sorry. I'd like to add though, that a lot of the people like adding to this conversation and just saying like the WNBA needs to get a handle of this. This is ridiculous. They're just jealous of her, are a lot of the same people that are saying about the NBA, man, this league is just so soft. You breathe on LeBron and it's a foul. Yeah. Back in my day when someone came down the lane, you made them feel you. We've heard from Henry Turner just like, oh, if someone scores 3 in a row, I'm putting him on the ground the next time, which is what's happening in the WNBA. And people don't like it.
The WNBA is in effect playing like the NBA did in the late 90s. That's where they're at. If you took this and you transformed it, it's a great point, Chris, to the late 90s. And there are a lot of people to this day that say that. I think there's a happy meeting ground in between. And yeah, I think it's great for the sport. I do. I think it's great for the sport. I think Caitlin Clark's the best thing to ever happen to the WNBA, and I think the rivalries are phenomenal. And I think the fact that we just spent 24 minutes talking passionately, or 20 minutes talking passionately about it, it's a fascinating subject. It really is, watching the growth of this league.
I sure was one in Sacramento.
I wish there was one in Sacramento too. Wait, was that on the air?
Yes.
Okay. 1-800-920-1140 is your phone line. 916-339-1140 is your text line. If you have something to say, join us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. And I want to remind you, we are giving away a DeMar DeRozan signed jersey on every day part. That's us. That's Alan. That's Whitey and Kyle. You can hear the code words throughout the day and then text it to 916-339-1140. Text it to 916-339-1140. And maybe you can win. The code word for today is forward. Forward. John Fisher is selling his team, according to Sportico. How will that affect Sacramento? And what's the twist on this whole topic? We'll tell you next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the Employee Pricing Plus sales event?
Anyone can get you employee pricing, but at Hoblet, it's all about the plus that you can only get here. Save up to $13,000 off MSRP on brand new 2025 heavy-duty Ram 2500 and 3500s. We have over 500 new Rams available, so your new Ram is waiting at Hoblet.
Well, how do you like the new heavy-duty trucks?
I love it. I took the new Ram 2500 with the high-output diesel and 8-speed transmission to Tahoe last weekend, and I have to say, I've not had this much fun driving a new truck in a long time. I've been driving diesels for 25 years, and this is easily the most fun, most powerful, and most responsive truck so far.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 2500 and 3500 Laramie after 4,000 factory rebates and 9,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,500 select inventory bonus cash and $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. Aid with this net savings. Sample VIN 525043. See dealer for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance to buy $1 million of affordable term life for you. All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on our King P5 smart bed, our lowest price of the season. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Well, the word so many people have been waiting for so long. It's come to fruition. John Fisher is selling his team. But of course, it's John Fisher, so there's another part of the story.
Dork.
I know. And I apologize, but how often am I going to get a chance to do a tease like this without lying? John's going to sell the San Jose Earthquakes, so we now know how he's going to try to come up with at least half of the money for the new stadium in Vegas. They've been put on the market. According to Sportico, they have the story. He's hired an investment bank to help facilitate the deal. He's looking for $600 million after paying a $20 million expansion fee in 2007. Now, $600 million, if that sounds familiar to you, it probably doesn't. But just in case you're an MLS honk, that's what I believe the last team to sell sold for in Salt Lake City. Exactly $600 million.
And I believe the 2 new franchises in the league paid $500 million franchise fee.
This is going to be fascinating. This is going to be fascinating to watch. Because a lot of people might be asking, well, hold on a second. Wait a minute. John Fisher's selling. I can already see the mind's working. I totally get it. He's selling the Earthquakes. Is there a deal here maybe for the Earthquakes and the A's? And you got Vivek Ranadive here with the A's. You got Kevin Nagel with the Earthquakes. Can they combine? Is there something there we can get both? No, the answer is no. No, don't. No. And not possible. It's no. 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 Bad. No. Down. Sick. No. It's not happening. For a number of reasons we've already laid out on the baseball side. That's not happening. There's no money there for the team, for the stadium, etc. But let's get into the MLS side. Okay, $600 million. And oh, by the way, a stadium is being built right now that can be expanded for MLS. But this is going to be fascinating. See, I'm not an MLS guy. Never really been an MLS guy. I think MLS is a little bit of a scam operation. MLS is
this seems like a cash grab.
100% a cash grab that has for years now been basically making their money off of expansion deals.
Cash grab.
Then they signed that stupid deal with Apple TV for $1 billion over 10 years. $1 billion? Yeah, over 10 years, dude. And you're going on Apple TV.
Oh, and you've got 40 teams in the league.
Exactly. Way too many. It's you got a bunch of dudes that bought in for 75 cents in the early 2000s that are now just repeatedly cashing checks. Like, yeah, I guess we'll run, yeah, that's fine. Oh, we need, we need some players. Cool. Here's some old, about to retire English guys. We'll bring them over with some name. Oh, hey, this guy's leaving Spain. He's a name. All right, we'll pay him more than he can get anywhere. Come on over. We'll put you on the team we tell you to go to. I wouldn't want that. Now, look, Kevin's going to do what Kevin wants to do, but I wouldn't want it. I love where the Republic are positioned right now. And I love what the USL is doing. I'm telling you, and I've been screaming it for years now. Well, 2 years since USL went this way. But one of the things that I've really been educated on over in England, and I've been lucky enough to, is that the CEO of Huddersfield Town, the CEO of the team that I work for over there, is Jake Edwards. You don't know who Jake Edwards is, nor should you know who Jake Edwards is. Well, Jake Edwards was a longtime commissioner of USL. He left his job as USL commissioner to go be the CEO. I've gotten to know him really, really well. He is smart as a whip. And what they're doing in USL right now is on the at the feet of a lot of the foundation that Jake and folks set up. And owners, including Kevin and the longtime owners in the league, where they now are getting first-class status with FIFA, the ability to be on the same level as MLS as far as FIFA is concerned. But they're introducing promotion and relegation. Well, at some point in MLS, and I think we're pretty much at that point, I think they might expand to 2. I think there's 2, maybe 4 teams left. They'll do it before even they're like, yeah, this is too much. And you see a team or 2 contract. And meanwhile, you're going to have this USL team that's got the USL Championship that's going to happen, and then League One and League Two, very English style, with promotion and relegation. And once promotion and relegation hits the American mindset, they're not going to know what the hell to do with it. Granted, there's a lot. If you're watching USL, odds are you're a soccer fan and you're familiar with promotion and relegation. I'm talking about new eyes. We just got done talking about the WNBA, new eyes, new audience. Same thing. And I'm very much looking forward to the day when MLS is cornered because they don't have ProRel They have owners that don't want it because Robert Kraft can't imagine his New England Revolution in League 2 of MLS. And you're going to see, I think in the next decade, maybe, I think you see a merger between the two. I think that's what's ultimately going to happen. You're going to see a merger between USL and MLS, and they're going to have to go pro-rel. They're going to have to do it. You might even see something where it's like they'll do some stupid thing where it's like the 10 cornerstone teams of MLS, New England and Seattle and the Galaxy, and they can't be relegated or something stupid like that. They might have to do that. I don't know. But I think ultimately USL is going to corner MLS, and if I'm Kevin and I'm the Tribe and I'm the Republic, I'm going, yeah, I see the future, dude. I'm not paying $600 million plus what we're spending on the stadium just so we can get to a point we're going to be at anyways in a few years.
Well, what you have to invest in the MLS right now to get a franchise, you have to pay at least the $500 million franchise fee.
That's right.
You're going to have to pay, if you want a cheap stadium, $500 million for a stadium. You're talking about maybe $5 to $1 billion for a stadium.
That's right.
Players, facilities, all this.
Yep.
You're talking about a $2 billion investment into something that's not going to make you $2 billion.
100% correct.
Which is crazy because what you're basically saying, it is cheaper to buy the San Jose Earthquakes, who you're getting your stadium. It's one of the worst in the leagues, but got it. You've got the facilities. You got the team already.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot less than getting a new franchise.
Which is why he's probably going to get it. And as we go to break here, Chris, you'll remember probably when they built Avaya Stadium or whatever the hell it's called now in San Jose. A lot of that is it PayPal Stadium? A lot of that land, if not all of it, if I remember correctly, was gifted from the city. I'd be really curious as to what the appraisal value on the land alone is and how that stacks up against that $600 million.
Yeah, that's a great point. Which they have not built anything on.
Absolutely.
It's right next to the airport.
That's the play.
Terrible.
That's the play. They're going to get it. But you're right, dude. MLS.
Someone might buy it just to buy the land.
That's what I'm saying. They buy it. They're like, we're not really interested in the team. Can you move them? We just want the land, please. We'll take a break. When we come back, don't forget Sam Amick of The Athletic joins us a day early at 8 a.m. We'll talk about everything from the Kings to KD to Oklahoma City. But yesterday was a huge anniversary in the world of sports and society. We're going to walk you through that next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand clutch makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes, but when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoplet Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Need a new water heater? Call Bell Brothers. Need drain or sewer work? Call Bell Brothers. Need a free plumbing estimate? Call Bell Brothers. We don't guess at plumbing and drain problems. We use advanced camera inspections and diagnostics to identify the issues. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise Guys, with more technicians, more trucks, and more experience. We get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Don't wait. Call Bell Brothers today for a free plumbing estimate or book online at nosurpriseguys.com. That's nosurpriseguys.com.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Trying to find. I'm always sloppy with my comparisons. You know, like trying to say this is like this. By the way, welcome back. Sam will join us. Sam Amick of The Athletic will join us at the top of the hour. Unless you are over 40, you're going to have trouble with this compared to those who are. But I want you to imagine, and again, forgive the comparison, but I want you to imagine a situation, everybody, where we're watching. So Game 6 of the Pacers Thunder series is tomorrow, and you're watching it with your family. And all of a sudden, well, what is it on? ESPN or ABC? Well, I don't know who the hell it is, but all of a sudden, second quarter, there's a Pascal Siakam 3 to cut the lead to 2. I want you to imagine a situation where all of a sudden, as it goes to break and it's a Wegovy commercial for some pill or whatever. And then in the middle of the the commercial, all of a sudden, you go to a ABC News special report, and you're like, uh-oh, Israel, Iran, Trump, something, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. What is a special report? Oh, my God. And then next you see a helicopter view of the street. And you're like, why are they cutting into a chase? This happens all the time in LA and everywhere else. What are we doing here? And then whoever the anchor is comes on and says, all right, here's what we're doing. We're following right now Tom Brady, who is in the back of Rob Gronkowski's SUV. And sorry, Tom, I'm just picking on a name. Or Shaquille O'Neal.
I mean, it's Gronk driving the Bronco, right?
The Bronco, yes.
The Bronco.
And you learn that Tom Brady earlier in the day had a warrant put out for his arrest for the murder of his ex-wife. And he's in the back of the car right now, and they're on a low speed chase. You have the NBA Finals going on, like right now. We should be back now, but we're not because we're what the hell is going on here? That can't be Tom Brady. There's a mistake. What is going he's threatening to kill himself? What? Gronkowski's on the phone with the cops saying that Tom's got a gun to his head and is threatening to kill himself if Rob doesn't drive him to his house? This can't be right. What is this? That's the closest I can get, and forgive me, maybe there's a better modern day example than Tom Brady or Shaquille O'Neal, because what I'm trying to describe is a Hall of Fame athlete that was beloved. Unless you're over 40, you do not understand how beloved O.J. Simpson was. You rightfully think O.J. Simpson, this killer guy who got off but he did it, or did he? I don't know. And the trial and the murder, and then he robbed people, and then he died, and he went to jail, and then he died, and that's O.J. He's a bad guy. Of course you think that. Of course that's fully 100% understandable. But I think what gets lost if you're under 40, naturally, dude, O.J. Simpson was not only a phenomenal player in college and the pros, like world-class Hall of Fame. He was also almost, yesterday when we talked about how Alex Caruso is one of those NBA players that has almost no haters in a sport that has all haters. Like O.J. Simpson had no haters. He was not just the football guy. He was the guy hurdling over luggage racks in airport commercials or in airports for Hertz rent-a-car commercials. He was a spokesman for Hertz. He was Nordberg in the Naked Gun movies. And he was so beloved that this is always something that gets completely underrated. O.J. Simpson was so beloved that he was the tool in Naked Gun movies that they would always have crashing into things, being tortured, being dragged behind a car because they wanted you. Oh, no, not him. Not O.J. That's our guy. He's so sweet. We love him. Don't drag him behind a car in the funny movie. That's going to elicit the reaction from the audience. That's how beloved he was. So I don't have a proper comparison as to why yesterday, 31 years ago, the entire country was absolutely enthralled. Here's a brief example of what it sounded like.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1994 NBA Finals. Tonight, Game 5.
6:39 remaining in this first half. Knicks by 2.
Okay, 34-32, they're going to break. Uh-oh. It's a car.
We are looking at live pictures of
Tom Brokaw
5 in Los Angeles. We believe that white vehicle, which is being trailed by a phalanx of California Highway Patrol cars and helicopters, belongs to Al Cowlings, who disappeared with O.J. Simpson earlier today, shortly after Mr. Simpson was informed that he was going to be formally charged with the murder of his wife and the young man who was with her at the time. It is the latest bizarre development in a string of bizarre and shocking developments that have been going on all day long.
A lot more to it. I mean, it's like a 6-minute clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing. But they went straight from the coverage of the Knicks-Rockets finals to Tom Brokaw. There's a large phalanx. That's a hell of a word, by the way. And then everything that happened after that. And then if you thought it couldn't get bigger, then the trial happened. The trial that, if you haven't seen the Ezra, God, I forget his last name, Ezra, whoever, the documentary they did, you really should watch it. I don't think I hope we will never see anything like that again. That was 31 years ago yesterday. I was working a telemarketing job as a young teenager in Stockton on El Dorado Street at a bar across from the office, eating a chicken sandwich on a break when it came on. I will never forget that. While my manager, I was the assistant, that my manager was across from me doing his regular, we had an hour break, his regular 4 martini break. This guy was just recently divorced. I think he was 46 years old and balding. He was on the other side of not the greatest life. I will never, ever forget that. And if, like I said, if you're of a certain age, you'll never forget it either. We'll take a break. 31 years, golly. When we come back, Sam Amick of The Athletic. We got a lot to talk about, whether it's Kevin Durant, Oklahoma City, the Kings, and so much more. Always fun. Always fun with Sam. We'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me what's happening for the Employee Pricing Plus sales event.
Anyone can get you employee pricing, but at Hoblet, it's all about the plus. You can only get here. Save up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. One of the many reasons we are the #1 Ram truck dealer in California.
But why do you think Hoblet's consistently California's #1 Ram truck dealer?
You won't find a better price on the Ram truck you need. And with 500 new Rams available, no one has a better selection. Plus, being a 5th-generation family-owned dealer, you get the big city selection and savings with the small town service, and we have 7 Walter P. Chrysler Service Awards to prove it.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie after 6,000 factory rebates and 10,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,500 select inventory bonus cash, 500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. Employee pricing factored into dealer discount. 5% savings. Sample VIN 711632. See dealer for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on our King P5 smart bed, our lowest price of the season. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers, make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Verlaw.
No Jason Ross, though. Thank you, Scott Fresh. Jason on one of his many vacations. See, when I say it, it doesn't hit. Also, it's got to update that. It says Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. It needs to say Sacramento's favorite sports show.
Yes,
we're the number one rated sports show.
I think you're right.
Any day part on any station. I think we got no shade. It's just numbers. Part of that reason, by the way, I'll give credit where credit's due. Me and our next guest from The Athletic, Sam Amick. Good morning, Samuel.
Good morning, Dave. You're looking like this is like soccer Dave, haircut Dave.
Yeah, well, I'm not wearing a hat, but yeah, these are our upcoming training kits for next season. I picked them up when I was over there a couple of weeks ago. I don't know when we're releasing them, but I like them.
Jim Dave, you getting your work in? You look good.
Maybe. I don't like talking about it though, because then when I fall off eventually, it's like, oh, Dave's fat again. Although I'm still kind of, hey, we were just real quick. So we were just, did you see that yesterday was the 31st anniversary of the OJ chase?
No, I did not. 31
years. I was trying to think, because I mean, you and I are basically, we're in the same age bracket. I was saying people under 40 do not understand. There's no way they can tell or compare that, because you didn't go through it in the middle of the Knicks and Rockets finals. I on a whim, I said, God, what would it be like? It'd be like Game 6 tomorrow, and all of a sudden during a break they go to a live copter shot of first I said Tom Brady, and then I said Shaquille. I don't know. I was trying to get across the point that I think the biggest thing people under 40 have trouble grasping is how beloved O.J. Simpson was throughout the country. He was at or near the top of any list of most beloved athletes. And I'm just trying to think of a modern, kind of obviously a morbid way, but just I don't know who would compare today.
No, I mean, I'm kind of blanking because it's not only the star power, but it's, network TV was so different. And, no streaming, no social media. So the amount of eyeballs that shifted from, like the NBA finals ratings back then were far greater than they are now because of that. And then when that situation happens, the whole world, shifts and is watching the Bronco. And you combine what he did on the football field with the, the commercials and the movies and all the above. Yeah, no question.
So I'll often say, so for our parents, they were alive when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, a Kennedy moment, for example. And I think in our lives, we've had, I might be missing one, but I think at least three in no particular order. We've had 9/11. We had the Challenger crash. And I think OJ is one of those. And what I mean by that is where everybody who was conscious at that time, let's say over 8 years old, remembers exactly where they were. Where were you when the OJ chase happened?
I'm going to break your whole narrative here because I'm sitting here going, damn, where was I?
Really? You don't remember?
Well, because I was doing the math. I mean, so I was 16. I'm a sophomore, I think, in high school.
So you're probably at home watching the game.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay. And I will add one, not to change topics, but it's somewhat regional. I mean, the list of where were you wins. Did you get any touch of the quake in '89, or were you?
Yeah, you know what? I would absolutely add that. I was on we had this big giant red pillow. I mean, huge, like 6 foot by 6 foot, that myself and my sister would watch because we weren't allowed on the couches because we were basically dogs. And we were watching the World Series, obviously, the Giants and A's. Yep. And I'll never forget, my mom said, "Oh my God, we had this like hanging off a chain, not a chandelier, but like a lamp that went over our dining room table." And we looked over, and I didn't feel it, dude. You were you were in Pleasanton then, weren't you?
Yeah.
I didn't feel it at all.
Yeah, I was in the thick of it. I mean, I was watching, that one is vivid. I was watching the game. I was a huge Giants fan. We had this old, remember the furniture piece, big screen TVs?
Yeah.
That weighed like 2,000 pounds.
Yes.
We had one of those. And what always stuck with me is that once the quake hit, that thing was literally kind of bouncing back and forth like it was on a Barbie set.
God.
And then I've told this story a million times. I lost the character test that day because my beloved dog, Tanner, the golden retriever, was underneath the kitchen table. And I ran to the kitchen table and I slid under the kitchen table and basically was like, "Tanner, get out the way." and he looks back at me like there's some disappointment in his eyes.
That's the visual of you, like a little Sam Hammond sliding under the table and just, I know you didn't do this, but just grabbing your dog and throwing it. Suck it, Tanner. I gotta be safe. We all learn. All right. Well, there's no real segue out of, well, I could make a segue, but I'm not gonna, out of the one with created quake. But God, that was what? That was Jesus. That
was 89.
So hold on. So yeah, it was 89, 36.
Yeah.
We're all going to die soon, Sam.
Here's a quick segue because you're the host, but at some point in this chat talking about big old stars, I was excited to share. I went to the Indiana Fever game last night.
Oh, okay. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, we can do it at the end or in the middle. I don't know, but let's not forget that it was
no. Let's go. I just did a whole I did a 20-minute segment, Sam. I'll do my best to catch you up without boring the audience by repeating everything. I did. The question was, Caitlin Clark got pinballed around last night, a couple of skirmishes. Is it good for the sport? And I did this whole thing about the NBA's history with perceived or not racism and how they, around the David Stern time, you had the white guy from Indiana, you had the black guy from Michigan State come into the league. One goes to LA, Showtime, the other goes to Boston where they play the game right. And you had, you probably saw the 30 for 30 on it, where there was a real racial component in the 80s to the Celtics and to the Lakers and to that rivalry. I said, look, it's apples to oranges a little bit here, but there is a peripheral discourse that is ugly surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and then went on to compare what Caitlin Clark's going to a little bit to what Jordan did when he had to go through the Pistons, and that it's not that out of whack. And eventually the Bulls said, hey, Charles Oakley, hey, Dennis Rodman, why don't you join the team? And blah, 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 and that the WNBA could always step in and do a little bit more to protect their golden goose. So it was a lot deeper than that, but that's what we talked about.
Well, and I don't mean to make light of the discourse at all, but I mean, at least last night, she was getting bounced around by the white girls too.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And it's funny because it was, it's a privilege to cover the playoffs and the finals, and I'll make sure I don't sound like I'm complaining, but I'm a little road weary, and this was a night off, you know what I mean? But I'll be honest, I'm there, and I was maybe going to pop into the press conferences afterwards, but for the most part, I was just there to enjoy the game. And when the game starts unfolding, I was sitting next to a colleague, Vinny Goodwill from Yahoo Sports, and I was like, damn, man, I kind of wish I had my computer with me, because like writing something potentially about, the first in-person Caitlin Clark experience and seeing that particular game where it had everything. First of all, before the fisticuffs, her first 12 points, and this may be hyperbole. We were sitting there trying to make comparisons to the type of athlete she is. She gets a sliver in terms of a look, and she's just an absolute dead-eye shooter. And the Barry Bonds comparison was made where it's like, you're not going to get very many good pitches, but when you get them, he takes advantage. So it was like that part of the game stood up. Her physicality actually jumped out at me. Like, God, her handle and the fact that she is getting pressed, from the jump all the way down the floor. And we had a good bird's eye view where you just see this contrast between every one of her teammates has room to breathe, and the entire focus of the defense is just to jam her up, and to see her fight through that and do her thing was impressive. The physicality stuff, I kind of agreed with the Fever coach after the game. I mean, I couldn't believe that to me, and I'm showing my lack of WNBA role player knowledge, but number 3 on the Sun, Marnie, I think it was, like, I was shocked that she didn't get ejected. But you can really see, I mean, it's not even a matter of the dirtiness. They're just doing everything they can to shut her down. But I was pretty impressed. She's incredible.
When you were talking about athlete comparisons, you used Barry Bonds. Just hearing you talk, Marina Mabry, by the way, I looked it up. There you go. Out of Notre Dame. What about Steph Curry? When we're talking about comparisons, I know it's not apples to apples, but yeah.
Well, the difference, we had that discussion, and yes, like younger Steph wasn't, and I'm talking like, 10, 11, 12, wasn't as transcendent yet. He was getting bullied. So that is a good comparison, but I think the distinction was, and I don't love the Bonds one because she's certainly not at that level. It's just that, like, it's from a sports competitive standpoint, it's that idea that throughout the course of a game, and the parallel here is obviously pitches versus, looks at the rim. You are not going to have many looks. And there was 1 3 that she missed deep on the right wing that I thought spoke volumes about the way her mind works, because she was leaning, she was not in position, and it didn't matter. She's like, this is one of the better looks I'm going to get. Let me fire away. But no, the Steph one has plenty of threads that check out as well. But even more broadly speaking, to see the level of physicality, I'm just talking about the W, and it's like, I was a little struck by it. It is the first W game I've been to since last year. I went to a game in Vegas, an Aces game. But this one, I mean, I'm sitting there going, this looks like, something like a level above NBA playoff basketball in terms of just the physicality and what
not only late 90s NBA.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't, and I know this was a little bit of an outlier of a game in terms of how physical it got. And my God, we left too early. We left with like 3 minutes left in the game before that last kerfuffle. But yeah, the physicality was off the charts.
Last thing on it, is it good for the game?
I think that, again, it was fun because this is like fresh eyes, not what I do. I don't cover the W.
Sure.
So my answer to that would be that it needs to level out a little bit. If that's every night, that's to the extreme. And that first, I didn't read it, but I think Christine Brennan from USA Today, who's a known, just staunch at times over the top advocate for Caitlin Clark, wrote a column saying, the W fails again when it comes to last night, that they've got to get things in check. Today, this particular instance, I probably fall on that side of things where, again, that body bump where you send, I don't care if it's Caitlin or anybody else, you send a player, absolutely could have gotten hurt, physical through the roof, and you get they did, I guess, 3 techs and a flagrant 1. Somebody should have been tossed in that one.
Sam Amick joining us. Kevin Durant.
Yes, sir.
This thing going to wrap up before the draft, end of the weekend. I know you don't know, but do you feel like it's coming to a head?
Oh, damn, I know you don't know anything. Just kidding.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put you on the spot to break news. You know everything, but yeah.
On the one hand, I'd be surprised if it got past the draft because that's been the messaging. On the other, as we wrote yesterday or 2 days ago, and honestly kind of enjoyed painting this picture, is like we're in phase 2 of the situation and the negotiations where, right out the gate, okay, it was established that San Antonio, Houston, Miami are his preferred destinations. And what we reported is that the Suns clearly don't like what they are hearing from those 3 teams and are looking at other situations. And that's where it gets stickier. Minnesota in particular is one where the Suns have been hoping that they could get the Timberwolves back to the table. And the reason the Timberwolves aren't at the table is because they don't want to do a Durant deal unless they are confident that Kevin wants to be there.
Yeah.
And so there's some, admittedly, some messaging happening where it's almost the Suns trying to paint the picture for Kevin, you get to play with Ant, you get to Jaden McDaniels is an elite wing defender who could take defensive pressure off of you. 2 trips to the West Finals in a row. They're hoping because they like what Minnesota potentially has to offer. So because of all that, whether it's Minnesota, anybody else, it still feels like it's going to take a minute because the Suns are, I think, probably a little shook by the quality of the offers coming their way.
So you think we're getting to a point of either a best and brightest offer all the way around, or could you see a dark horse coming in here? Someone we haven't talked about.
Well, it's again the question of, does Kevin change his stance on any of the teams not on his list? Now, I keep making this distinction. My understanding, you have the list, and that's the thing that his camp chooses to leak to the media, and then you have the real stuff where what Kevin is telling people, and we have come across some of that stuff, and there's some reason to believe that he's looking at San Antonio above the rest. Now, as you know, Dave, because this is you and I lived it with the Fox trade, we just saw how the Spurs had zero intention or willingness to give up anything on their roster, let alone anybody in their young core. I don't know that has changed all that much. The way it's put to me that they're not going to go all in to get Kevin. So the question now is, does this become like a Jimmy Butler situation, where Jimmy, it was Phoenix or bust? And then initially they had signaled that he would not sign an extension with the Warriors and that he didn't want to go to Golden State. And then lo and behold, here he is and they have a playoff run. So it's to a degree, it's on Kevin now.
I know that, or I think I know that this isn't the thing, but I'm going to lead into another question. So Houston, Miami, San Antonio, they have things in common. But the one that strikes me, because it's a pet peeve of mine with the NBA, and again, I think Kevin's made enough money to where this probably doesn't matter, but you're also dealing with all 3 live in no tax states, no state tax.
I think it does matter. I know where you're going.
Matters. Okay. Look, I don't Mike Bass with the NBA. It's been wonderful to deal with for you. You're like, where are you going? Wonderful. He's been great. We have this ongoing email joke over the last decade where twice a year I say, hey, I know he's not busy. Want to see if the commissioner would have some time for us in the mornings. And it's always like, you know what, we need to get him on. He hasn't been, and I don't think he's been on in this market in like 15 years. At some point, we're going to get Adam Silver on. My point is, you have better access than I do. Could you pretty please, at some point, when you have access to him, I just want to know why the NBA does not weight the cap based on states that do or do not have state tax. It would be a little convoluted, but doable. The mathematics work. And why should Texas or Florida have an advantage over California and New York over things that the franchises have no control over?
So he got asked that question recently.
Oh, breaking news.
Yeah, and I'm trying to. I do remember the gist of his answer. I'm trying.
It'd be funny if you said I don't remember what he said.
No, it was it. I think it was a press conference setting, so that would have been maybe going into the finals. Regardless, his answer, agree or disagree, I think you're going to strongly disagree, was basically, and it was political, was that there are all kinds of, call them micro advantages that are part of that experience. And he mentioned small market versus big market, and essentially it was like the playing field has never been completely level, and we can't run around trying to adjust to every, I think he mentioned warm weather, cold weather, like all these different things that play a part, and that they have, neither the bandwidth or the ability to just fix this. Now, if you want it fixed, Dave, I say this like lightheartedly and also sincerely, we've learned recently that, and I think Adam's a very good commissioner. He is pretty subject to public pressure.
Yes, he is.
And, it's been wild to see like people complain about the signage,
the logo.
The logo and all that stuff. Boom, they fix it. People complain about the intros in the finals not being on TV. Boom, they're fixed. People within the league even joke now to the media, like, if you want something done, just tweet about it and then get it to go viral. And it will cross his desk, and he won't like the negativity of the conversation, and he will change it. So, there's your homework assignment.
Well, the problem, or maybe the advantage there, is that, and yes, you're right. I definitely would have some retorts to the commissioner on that. But look, you got the Knicks, you've got the Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors, that all I think would agree. It's bad enough that we have shoe companies doling out bonuses based on market, and that's sort of an underhanded factor, big or not, in getting players to go places. But it's the one that pisses me off is that we don't have the bandwidth. Like, come on, dude.
I mean, that was my word.
No, I get, but like put a couple of nerds in a room for an hour with the tax code of all the states, and they'll find out very quickly. Okay, if you play in California, you get 1.35% or whatever. It's anyways. All right.
I mean, I don't even know, and I'm the farthest thing from an attorney. The players already currently playing there, from a legal standpoint, you're probably going to get pushback from the players union that says you cannot swoop in here and take money out of our pockets legally. I mean, I'm sure there would be some complications.
Well, that's why you're right. You couldn't, and the association would never go for it.
That's why the next CBA.
And then you're not taking anything away. You're making it what you're really doing, and this is why the Players Association would wholeheartedly support this. Would be, okay, now instead of, if you choose between LA and Houston, you're going to make markedly less in LA. We're now just bringing it up so you, the player, can choose to play in LA and not have to make a financial sacrifice for not playing in Texas, because the California team's cap just went up 2.64% on what the base, easy fix. Rumors abound that the Sacramento Kings they are working out players that they have no business working out based on their second round draft status. There are rumors abound, though, that they've been putting word out that they are going to try to move up. They are going to try to get in the first round. I would also add something we've been talking on the show quite a bit this week about, Sam, that Scott Perry in just under 2.5 seasons in New York completely gutted 100% of the Knicks roster. I don't know that he's going to do that here, but he's not afraid or hasn't been in the past of making moves. Are you hearing anything, or what's your sense as far as the Sacramento Kings' aggression or lack thereof going into the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I do have indications that they are looking at a lot. I mean, I don't know how much they're going to overhaul the roster, but I think they're looking at big stuff. I think they're looking at small stuff. The point guard pursuit is very real. I don't know where they will land on that front. It's kind of a, if only Drew Holiday was 5 years younger type thing. I think that type of an option has been considered and explored, but is imperfect because of his age. And then if you go younger, there's a lot of Trey Young rumors. My understanding is there's not interest there unless it came attached to a bunch of first round picks. So I don't know on the point guard side of things what the outcome is going to be. Also, I mean, as an aside, and they're not alone here, I think, we would love to know all the different conversations the Suns have had about Kevin Durant, because it goes far beyond his list. And it also includes teams like the Kings that they might go ahead and say, well, we're not in the mix, but sure, we would love KD for this. But then beyond that, it's, can we be a third team as part of a possible deal to benefit? And I think they have interest in something like that. So, yeah, I mean, he's active. You said it earlier. He's not afraid to take big swings, and he knows that this roster is very imperfect and in flux, and his job is to pick a direction and start going that way.
All right. Live from Indiana, the site of Game 6, in which Tyrese Halliburton was said by Rick Carlisle to be a game-time decision. We'll find out, I'm sure, the MRI today. And no MRI news yet, right? Out there?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Very good.
And I mean, just eyeball test. Watching him walk out of the gym the other night.
Yeah.
I described him as an old man on a Sunday stroll. Like, he was moving very gingerly. So I think he'll try to play, but as we saw in Game 5, that's not always a great thing when he's not feeling like himself.
Tyrese Halliburton moving gingerly, according to Sam Amick. Don't know what hair color has to do with it, but we will find out for Game 6. Sam, appreciate
you. Miss my kids like that, man. The gingers.
I'm father of a ginger. You're talking to him. I have a pass. I have a safe trip back and safe travels home. We'll talk to you soon. Hi to the fam.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
Okay, take care. That's Sam Amick. We are late for a break. When we come back, we'll update you on Sac State, what they're going to do. John Fisher as well. We'll get some post-game and looking ahead to Oklahoma City. Last hour of the program, we got a lot going on. Last hour and a half, a lot of energy in this building. Part of the reason for that, it's how excited we are about our friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Carmichael Dave here, as always, to sing the praises of a company that was and has been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981, a company that has an A+ with the Better Business Bureau, a company that right now is offering half off, $24.50 tune-ups on your air conditioning unit. Let me just check and see if it's changed, because the iPhone tends to change its weather. Nope, still supposed to be 100 degrees today. I'm telling you, get this thing done before it's the middle of July and you didn't make sure your air conditioner was dialed in. And it's 108. You got to wait in line. Also, maybe your air conditioning unit is fine. It's not going to break. But what if it's not optimized? And you get those first couple of SMUD or PG&E bills, yikes, save you money. Just give them a call. Find out for yourself. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. John Fisher selling the team. Why that means next to nothing for us here in Sac. We'll do it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
On Friday, June 27th, the Sacramento River Cats are celebrating baseball legend and Sacramento's own Dusty Baker. The first 2,500 fans on June 27th receive a free Dusty Baker bobblehead. Get your tickets now at rivercats.com.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the biggest selection, the best prices, and unbeatable customer service. Check them out online, sacsuperstore.com, for the guaranteed lowest price on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Open until 10 o'clock and right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. Sacsuperstore.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests, Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Bogey Jones in the Daily Divot, golf is the best sport ever, and they provide a few reasons why. Some include no two courses are the same, so you'll never get bored. Some are wicked long, others have super thick rough, and others have fast greens. Enjoy the variety. You can make the game competitive with anyone. With other sports, bigger, stronger, younger opponents may have an edge. In golf, different tees and a formal handicap system makes it competitive, even if you're a 30 handicap. Golf can't be conquered. One day you can't miss a shot, the next day you want to throw all your clubs into the lake. The unpredictability is fascinating, and age is just a number. You can play when you're 70 years old. In fact, some don't take up the game until later in life, but don't wait that long. And you'll meet amazing people, celebrities, athletes, successful CEOs. You never know who you'll meet on a golf course. And oh yeah, it's a game. So have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the penny.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
So what do I do? Just aim for the pond?
No, you're not supposed to hit it into the water.
But you hit it into the water.
I know I hit it into the water.
Well, why do they even have water if you're not supposed to hit it there?
Because it's fun! We're having fun!
Look! It went further than your ball.
That's the game of golf. Carmichael Dave and Christopher Lodge. Jason Ross on vacation. He is in the great city of New Orleans, Louisiana. Love that city.
Go get there and get that ball there.
Not so much this time of year. Not so much this time of year.
I was like, what's the weather like out there? He's like, oh, let me look it up. And you could see in his eyes, like, it's going to be a battle.
Oh, God. Okay, so it's 86 right now. It'll be a high of 90 today. Well, that's not that bad. It's going to be 100 degrees here. What's the big deal? The humidity is currently 71% at 11:30.
I'll take our 100.
I will gladly take our 100. Want to remind you, you can get a signed DeMar DeRozan Kings jersey while supplies last.
Do we even have it?
As a matter of fact, Chris,
is this something that we even have to give away?
I am holding it in my hot little hand right now. DeMar DeRozan, Kings jersey. All you have to do is text. Oh, hold on. You can see on the bottom right of your screen if you're watching on YouTube. That's a signature from DeMar DeRozan. And all you got to do is text to 916-339-1140. All you got to do is text the word forward. Forward. By the way, about to make the value go up on this thing. It's not just DeMar DeRozan. It's a Carmichael Dave signed jersey as well. Just kidding. I just want to see a look on your face. How about a game-worn jersey? That'll make it. This is a Carmichael Dave show-worn jersey. Nope. Nope.
Are we going to get a Tommy Boy?
It was about to be a ripped DeMar DeRozan jersey.
That actually would have probably gone viral.
Yeah, but I feel like it would. It might have.
Oh, you would have been yelled at. But...
Yeah, I think I would have. I probably would have been. Do you remember when I got yelled at for stabbing the cardboard cutout of some country singer? No, they in our. You know those like life size?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had one of those. I don't know. It was like Miranda Lambert. I don't know. I don't think it was. It was somebody. Anyways, and we used to have when I was on with Keith Brooks and that whole crew. We had an actual morning show office at the old building, and promotions had put that in there. So I started firing pens at it, and it got to be a game. And next thing you know, she had all these holes in her head and the rest of her body. And then next thing you know, there's like a mustache on it. Other things that I'm just not going to repeat. Well, somebody from promotions at one point went to go get it. And, turns out she was playing at KNCI's Country in the Park, and they were going to use it for a photo op with her standing next to it. And then they had a whole thing planned out, which they obviously couldn't do. And that was back when we had a guy who was in charge. I won't say his name on the air, but a guy who was in charge of that station and a few others that, let's just say, the term mercurial comes to mind. Had a horrific temper.
Really?
A little bit. And that was one of our many, many run-ins with each other. And he was madder than I'd ever seen him. And my whole thing was like, dude, then why is it in here? Like, it just got left here for weeks.
Or you just say like, hey guys, we can't put this anywhere. Can we just put this in here for a little bit?
How about a sticky note on there? Hey, don't damage. Of course I would have. I thought it was just some garbage that we could either throw out or we could paint mustaches on. Anyway. John Fisher's going to sell. Oh, I also got a text from our fearless leaders.
I know he was going to be the one that was worried the most about it.
You got me with this.
I was expecting like footstep, like running sounds.
How radio ego would that have been if he'd have come in here and I was actually signing? He's like, what are you doing? You're ruining it. And then I'm like, what do you mean? Are you telling me it has no value now? What? What must you think of me? John Fisher's selling his team. Nope, not that team. The other team.
Dork.
Yeah, I know. See how he screws this one up. He'll get it. $600 million if that includes, and I don't know the details of the deal yet. If that Chris and I were talking earlier, if that includes the land,
that is a discount of all discounts.
Right. And there you go. That would be quite the way. That would be quite the way to raise about half of what. Well, actually,
no.
Well,
you're gonna have to pay taxes on that, right? You're gonna have to.
I don't know. I the last time I sold one of my stadiums, there was like a capital gains.
The weird thing too is it's such when you're talking about something of this like this much money.
Yeah,
it's all imaginary numbers.
Dude,
like you've got some accountant that could say
100%.
like, okay, we're gonna move this here,
That's
we're gonna
right.
move this here. This will make sure that we've got this.
100%. Well, let's see. Your operating losses over the last 5 years on the earthquakes is negative $70 million. And then on top of that, if you're able to take it from a sale, it's like the house thing, from a sale to a purchase of the stadium within 90 days, you actually get paid. You actually get paid 10% by the government for moving it all. I'm sure he'll figure it out. I'm sure he'll find a way to wangle his way through. Just be curious to see who buys it. And by the way, as part of the prerequisite that they keep the team in San Jose. Because if somebody buys that team and moves it, and by the way, I'm not advocating for that. I would never advocate for that. That'd suck. But I'm just saying, if that is what happened, it's happened before in MLS. Now all of a sudden you have the whole Northern California market available. We talked earlier about why that's not necessarily a slam dunk, if you will, for the Sacramento Kings. For the Sacramento Republic, sorry. A couple of things here I want to jump around before we go to break in a minute. Jaron Durant of the Red Sox was asked about the attitude of the Sox after the Rafael Devers trade.
What was Alex's overall message to you guys?
That he trusts everybody that we got right now. I mean, I trust everybody we have now, and we can't let one little thing deter what we got going so far.
It seems like more than one little thing. It seems like it's one thing for sure, but it seems kind of like a big thing, to be honest. Right?
Who's making it a big thing, though?
I mean, losing a great hitter, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's a great player, but at the end of the day, it's how many guys? 26, right? And it's just one guy. So we got 25 other guys that were pulling on the same line to win those series, not just one. So I think we got to think about it like that as a team.
I don't think that's going to go over great with a lot of Red Sox fans. Also, that's exactly what he should be saying. That's exactly what you say. Hey, he was great, but we got 25 other guys in here.
You happen to see the story where the Red Sox were interviewing front office candidates through AI?
No.
To where one, like, he didn't like name himself, but he said that I didn't meet anyone with the Red Sox through by 3 interviews.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with him, man, but John Henry needs to figure his life out. Although he's doing quite well over in the soccer world. But geez.
Now they are. They wanted to. They were not happy with him the last couple of years.
Took a minute. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we'll go streaking. Dave Softy Mahler at KJR in Seattle. I've been saying I want to bring him on. We're going to bring him on at 9 a.m. Always entertaining to catch up with him. We haven't had him on in years. He and I used to go at it quite a bit during the Kings Seattle relocation. Chris, you asked if I sent him a video thing. I didn't because nobody wants to see him. Trust me. He's on radio. He's like me. He's on radio for a reason. My face and his face on the screen at the same time might actually kill people. Also, I think he's going to be driving to work at the time. We'll take a break. We'll come.
Come on. He's in like in a tech world. He doesn't have some sort of weird.
That's a good point right there. Who's hot, who's not's next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes the Pizza Lover Starter Kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
We get it. Tariffs are tough. Power tools are getting expensive. But at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, we're solving that problem for 2 short days on June 20th and June 21st. We're putting all DeWalt power tools on massive discount. Batteries for less than $100. Combo kits for under $150. 20% off all regular price Tough System boxes and much, much more. So stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento on June 20th and 21st for some of the lowest prices on tools you'll ever see this year. To see all of what's on sale, visit FastenersInc.net. Fasteners Inc. Better tools, better prices.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Need a new water heater? Call Bell Brothers. Need drain or sewer work? Call Bell Brothers. Need a free plumbing estimate? Call Bell Brothers. We don't guess at plumbing and drain problems. We use advanced camera inspections and diagnostics to identify the issues. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise Guys, with more technicians, more trucks, and more experience. We get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Don't wait. Call Bell Brothers today for a free plumbing estimate or book online at nosurpriseguys.com. That's nosurpriseguys.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys. And I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia. I got a tour of their headquarters. I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Dave Softy Mahler from KJR is going to join us in 13 minutes. Always good to catch up with him. It will be entertaining, I can promise you that. Just curious as to what Sonics fans, formerly I don't know how to describe it, how they're feeling right now. I have a feeling it's going to be a very short answer from him, and then we'll move on. Well, how are you guys feeling about it, Dave? We're not. Screw them. All right, moving on. I'm sure we'll find other things to talk about. In the meantime, Christopher Laud in, Jason Ross on vacation. When is Jason back, by the way? Tuesday, Monday? Uh-oh.
Either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, right? Like, it's like he's gone.
I think Tuesday.
And just in case y'all are wondering, let's do a quick catch up here. Alan Stiles has been nice enough to do the show Friday, as both of us will be out. Is it public yet who's doing his show Friday?
I don't believe it is, but you can make it public.
I can?
Yeah.
Okay, so our old friend Charles Hamilton's coming in.
Yeah, Chucky T.
Oh, Chucky T's coming in. Been a while. Good to have him back on these airwaves. He's going to come in and do Alan's show from 10 to 2 on Friday. And then next week is normal. except I'm gone Friday for USC orientation. We're driving down.
What does UFC need orientation for?
USC, University of Spoiled Children. Then the following week, we are working together, but then off Thursday, Friday.
I will be gone during that week.
You're gone that week, and then Jason and I are here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then we're off for the 4th of July holiday. We get Thursday as a floating holiday and Friday, so we're off then. Then I will return on the 21st, as I'm taking my my time off.
You sound like you're from London.
And then we're good, I think. Yeah. For the that week of July, first week of August. And then I'm gone the 8th, the 8th through the 15th that week. Then I come back on a Monday, and then I have to go move my daughter into USC on Tuesday and Wednesday. There you go. Write it down, everybody. The time off is a-coming. Trust me. I've been sitting here while everybody else been going on vacation. I'll get mine. And then everybody goes, he's always on vacation.
Anything from North Carolina?
Did I know you were going to North Carolina?
I don't know.
No. What are you going to North? That's so random. Family thing?
No, how he did that Boise trip last year?
Yes.
So this is
just going to.
But I get the pick next year, and my choice is New Orleans,
which you've never been to.
I have been to, but I was 16
that's right.
for a Lutheran youth convention,
which is exactly what you want to do in New Orleans. Oh, I'm so excited for you to go to New Orleans, dude. Jason and I, especially me, we're just going to vomit all over you all the things to do. You're going to love it. What are you doing in North Carolina? But what are you going to do? Charlotte, I assume?
No, we're going to Asheville. And so
Asheville, home of my two cousins.
Oh,
yes. One of them, I think, has a bar restaurant out there or something.
Oh,
her name's Jacqueline, named after my dad, Jack. Honest to God, my uncle David, who I was named after, his kids both live in Asheville.
What would be great is if I show up there like, hey, do you know a Dave? Get out.
Get out.
Hey, I'm from Sacramento. Get out.
Out now. They call it Ash Vegas. They do. Asheville, North Carolina. Enjoy yourself. Also, old friend Sean Thomas is in Charlotte.
Oh.
Yeah. Who's hot?
You know what, Dave?
What?
I lied earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are using it?
Cal Raleigh is
hey,
hot.
The big dumper.
I don't know if you know this.
I don't.
But he's the first player in Major League Baseball history to drive in 6 or more runs, hit a grand slam, steal a base, and, oh, yeah, by the way, out-hit the entire opposing team in the same game.
No way.
Since the RBI became an official stat in 1920, no one has done that.
Cal Raleigh, MVP of the AL if it's not for Aaron Judge. You know who else is hot, Chris?
Who's that?
Greg Popovich.
Oh.
DeJounte Murray was on a podcast. He said Greg Popovich tried to use his own money to move DeJounte's mom to San Antonio after finding out that she had been shot. Quote, "It was so crazy. A lot of my people don't even know this." Well, I probably emphasized that wrong. Let me try again. It was so crazy. A lot of my people don't even know this. From family, friends, and the penitentiary. Pop didn't want me to go to Seattle. When I first got drafted, I wouldn't go to Seattle. That was a man who cared about me. That was a man who wanted me to reach my full potential in life first, then as a basketball player. He's so real. He tried to move my mom to San Antonio with his own money after she got shot. My mom was shot in the leg my rookie year. He called her himself without me knowing until after the fact. He said, "We want to move you here." No, not with DeJounte's money, with my money. That sounds like a dude that cares about me and loves me, right? I mean, like, shocker, Greg Popovich is amazing.
He's the Pat Still of the NBA.
Hey, you know what? I guarantee you he's probably provided hazelnut creamer to somebody.
I hope this doesn't happen for a long, long time. But I'm suspecting once Pop passes away, we are going to be getting so many stories from people of just like, he never wanted us. He never wanted this out there, but
100%. I had to wait until that's a great point. We, when somebody beloved, especially in the sports world, passes, I'm always fond of saying, hey, the bright side is a lot of people are going to find out a lot of things about this person that are great. Not only are all the pop, I mean, not to be morbid, I get it, but not only are the honorings and the dedications going to be amazing, but you're absolutely right. So many stories are going to pop out of the woodwork about this guy. I hope we don't hear it for a long, long time, but when it does come, it'll be very heartwarming. Well, who's not then?
The New York Yankees.
Oh yeah.
The last 3 games, they have had 11 strikeouts, no runs, 10 strikeouts, no runs, 12 strikeouts, no runs. They're the first team in American League history to strike out 10 or more times while getting shut out in 3 straight games.
That's not good.
That is not good.
You want to know who else is not hot?
Who's that?
Yahoo.
Huh?
In 1998, a couple of kids at Stanford had a fledgling little search engine. They wanted to sell to Yahoo for $1 million. Yahoo was like, "We're good. We've already got a search engine. We're cool. No problem." In 2002, same kids tried to sell it to Yahoo for $5 billion. Yahoo said, "Nah, we'll offer $3 billion." They're like, "No, that's fine. We're not going to do it." Well, today Yahoo is effectively dead. Google's worth about $1 to $2 trillion.
1.5 last time I heard.
Well, okay, maybe Yahoo is right. Under Marissa Mayer, who was the CEO of Yahoo had 53 acquisitions in 5 years. 41 of them shut down. They spent $1.1 billion on Tumblr and turned it around for $3 million and sold it. Yike. Google today, right here, worth $1.9 trillion. I would have bought it. Easy to say. We'll take a break. When we return, Dave Softy Mahler, KJR in Seattle. We'll talk to him about all things Seattle, OKC, and more next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at El Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Great conditions, a fun layout, and unbeatable value. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines are Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. With 27 holes, a spacious practice facility, and professional instruction, there's always a way to improve your game. Planning a tournament or corporate event, they offer customizable packages and award-winning catering to make your event effortless. Timber Creek is easy to find in Roseville, but hard to forget. Book your round today at timbercreekgc.com or call 916-774-3851.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. What should we do, Bobby? Thank you. 4 and whatever years ago. That's not right. There was a relocation battle between Sacramento and Seattle, and there was nobody up there in the media that I just absolutely despised more than Dave Softy Mahler, who they say you hate what you are, and I saw a lot of my loudmouth ways in him. And there's a documentary floating around somewhere in which he pretty much says the same thing. But it's like it's 100% like when two boxers get in the ring, they go at it, and then bell rings, and they become lifelong friends. I don't know who Apollo is, and I don't know which one of us was Rocky, but stayed in touch. He's a good guy. I have to say that because I'm introing him. KJR in Seattle afternoons. Yeah. Dave Softy Mahler.
God, blah 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 blah.
I got to do it. I have to do it.
That whole introduction was just disgusting. First of all, just gross, disgusting. I mean, my God, can you slobber more for crying out loud?
I'm trying to be polite.
First of all, I'm shocked that you're still on the air in Sacramento. How many years now has it been for you down there
25.
on radio?
25.
How many?
25.
25. Okay. So, God, first of all, I would have thought they would have figured out your shtick by now that you have no idea what the hell you're doing, number one. And number two, if they did not figure it out, I would have thought that maybe, somebody would have come calling and gotten you the hell out of there. I mean, gone to a bigger market, gotten out of that place and, gone to maybe a spotlight of L.A. or New York City or Dallas or, whatever, Philadelphia, Miami, blah, blah, blah. But you're still doing the same stupid, boring radio in Sacramento that you were doing 16 years ago. And then, you say we keep in touch. I mean, you really, I don't hear from you for, a couple years, and you text me with just these dumbass questions about the Thunder and
I told you
people rooting for them up in Seattle. I mean, dude, let me ask you a question, because you mentioned the little saga with Sacramento and and Seattle and Chris Hansen, which was, remind me, 2012?
Yeah,
do I have that right?
Remember when we beat your ass and kept the team? You remember that?
Yeah, right? I do remember that. I remember when David Stern stuck his head up Vivek's ass and begged him to buy the team and keep them in Sacramento. That's what I remember.
You say tomato.
I also remember the politicians in this town crapping all over David Stern and forcing him to put his head up Vivek's ass to go beg him to buy the Sacramento Kings and keep them in town. And it's funny you mentioned that, because the one guy that was most responsible for turning off David Stern is a guy named Frank Chop, and he just died like 6 months ago. So, all these people are like, oh, poor Frank Chop. I'm like, hey, I got a much different impression of Frank. I mean, I'm not happy that he's dead, but I don't have the same positive vibes about Frank Chop as other people do in this town, because he was the one that pissed off David Stern. And honestly, I swear to God, Dave, probably motivated him to get off his butt and go find an owner to keep Sacramento in Seattle. But let me just ask you guys this. For anybody who was wondering down there about what Seattle thinks of the Thunder and all that, if the Kings had moved to Seattle in 2012, and then 3 or 4 years later, they're in the NBA Finals, and 12 years later, they're away from the NBA championship, are people in Sacramento rooting for the Kings if they become the Sonics and move to Seattle? Let's say they even stay the Kings and they call them the Seattle Kings, which would have been weird. But if that was the case, how many people in Sacramento are rooting for that basketball team once they turn their back on you and relocate to Seattle?
That'd be 0.
Exactly, which is the exact number of people up here, unless you're an idiot. And I'll say that with no problems whatsoever. If you're a Seattle fan, if you call yourself a Seattle fan, you have any affinity, any connection, any loyalty to the city of Seattle, the region whatsoever, and you are rooting for the Thunder, you are a fraud. And you are absolutely not a real Seattle sports fan. And you can pack your crap up and leave as far as I'm concerned. So, no, I would say, Dave, 99.99999% of sports fans in this city are rooting hard against the Thunder. But it's obviously a long shot at this point.
As Dave Softy Mahler, not named after erectile dysfunction, joins us on the program here.
God, you've been using that same line for 20 years.
I haven't gotten to use it in 20 years since you and I last talked. Look,
I mean, I actually need like an ED endorsement because I'm 52 years old now.
Jesus.
My nickname is still Softy. I mean, I've endorsed everything you can think of in Seattle. The one thing I haven't done is a ED endorsement.
I had one like a year ago. I had one a year ago.
Yeah. That up. Yeah. Are you using that stuff now? Are you at that age?
No.
You wearing diapers?
No.
Yet? No.
Well, okay, the diapers part a little. Dude, I said when we were promoting you, and yeah, we did promote you were coming on, I said it's going to be a very well, I was wrong. It wasn't a quick answer, but it was a very to the point. I had no doubt that was the case. The real question I have, do you passion against do you guys still care? Is it still on the radar? Even in a hateful way, do you care?
100%.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? God, I mean, if we were doing StreamYard like we talked about doing, I could show you better. But I'm gonna send you a picture right now, and I'm gonna show you what I'm wearing.
Please do.
My little hoodie I have on here. Okay, so let's see how long this takes to get to you.
You're in Seattle, dude. They have tech up there.
Yeah, no, I got it. You can tell your audience what I'm wearing right now underneath my hoodie, and then while we're doing that, waiting for that photo to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean, I hate their guts. Yeah. I know that sounds petty. I know it sounds sophomoric. It sounds immature. I'm 52 years old.
You're wearing a Pacer shirt.
I got a Pacer shirt.
You're such I love it. I'm here for the hate, dude.
Yeah, I mean, screw them, right? Like, I mean, I get into arguments with, my co-host and my producer all the time. It's like, oh, it's not the fans' fault. Oh, don't blame the fans of Oklahoma City. They did nothing wrong. Are you kidding me? F them. Screw them all. Every single one. I mean, dude, they win tonight, or is it tonight or Friday? What the hell day is it?
It's Thursday. You're close.
Tomorrow. Sorry, yeah. If they win tomorrow, and the faces of those freaking hillbillies in Oklahoma City running around celebrating an NBA title that should belong to us. Yeah, I've got nothing but disdain and hate in my heart for everything Oklahoma City. Clay Bennett, the entire freaking thing. I want nothing to do with them, and I hope they do nothing but have disappointment in every aspect of their life for the rest of their lives. And if that makes me sound immature, if it makes me sound petty, I don't really give a damn what you people think about me and my feelings for Oklahoma. Dude, I haven't been to a Starbucks in 18 years, ever since Howard Schultz sold the Sonics. I just can't go in there. I can't do it. And I used to go there all the time. I mean, caramel, frappuccino, whatever, love those freaking things. And I have not been there for 18 years because the hell with Howard Schultz. Hope he rocks as well. Everybody involved with that decision, from Greg Nichols, the old mayor, to the idiots on the city council, to David Stern, to Howard Schultz, to Clay Bennett, to Aubrey McClendon, all those clowns, every single one of them can fry. And I have no desire to see anybody in Oklahoma take any joy, any pleasure watching what should be my basketball team. You heard what Bill Simmons said the other day, and he's exactly right. We've made this point a million times, Dave, that it's not just losing the NBA. We lost Kevin Durant, and I think he would have stayed here for a while. Yeah. He loves Seattle. We lost the idea of him and Westbrook and Harden playing together. Not that Howard Schultz would have hired Sam Presti because he's a moron that didn't know basketball, and Clay Bennett actually hired Sam Presti after he bought the basketball team. But we missed out on all that stuff. I mean, you've got Dave. You got kids, right? How many kids you got?
I got 2.
You got 2 kids, and you got any boys?
I got a son who's 16, and my daughter about to go to college. She's 17.
Is your son a basketball fan?
He is a basketball fan and player.
Okay, so imagine 16 years, your son's entire life, there's no NBA in town.
Yeah.
He's got no basketball team to root for.
Yeah.
No games with your boy, no nights out with your daughter, no family nights going to watch the Kings. None of that happened because they left when your kid was born. I mean, that would actually time up almost perfectly with the Kings taking off if that actually did happen. So imagine if the Maloofs had sold to Chris Hansen, the NBA is approved, and your son's got no team to root for the rest of his life. I mean,
which to be clear is what you wanted, by the way. Which to be clear is what you were rooting for.
I absolutely wanted that, and I would have sacrificed that relationship with your son because it's all about me when it's all said and done.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, but again, I mean, look, I'd rather have an expansion team, which looks like what we're going to get.
Yes.
But that's the point, Dave. That's why if you're a basketball fan and you don't carry that unfiltered hatred in your gut for everything Oklahoma. If you've got a teenage son or daughter, imagine if they were able to grow up watching the Sonics like you did when you were a kid back in the 70s and 80s, and you were robbed. Every parent here was robbed of that opportunity. So I don't know how anybody can root for those bastards. It's nonsensical. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. And you'll get none of that in this house. None.
Dave Softy Maurer. And you know, one of the reasons I wanted you on is that it crystallizes, like we were a hair away from reversing this conversation, and we were a hair away from, you know, let's say it was you guys, the Seattle Kings Sonics, in this position, and you having me on your show. And I'm just going to be very honest with the audience. One of the reasons why you and I get along is we're both incredibly shallow, petty, half psychotic individuals, and I completely understand and agree with everything you're saying. I would feel the exact same way about you guys. I would feel the exact same way about the people that let it slip here. One of the guys that voted no on our arena here, Golden One Center, is now the mayor. I would hate him beyond recognition. But there are certain cracks in here that I'm interested in exploring in your head. You mentioned Clay Bennett, who was incredibly responsible for the team leaving. Now, I have said that, all Seattle-ness aside, I think, look, it's not like the Kings have been super successful here since 2013. I think he's the best GM in the NBA. I think they are the best model in the NBA. They are insanely well run. And Clay Bennett, I'm talking about OKC Clay Bennett, has actually been a really exemplary owner, staying out of the way and letting Sam Presti do his thing. Do you ever allow yourself to slip into the whole, God, as much as I hate this guy, and I should, had he stayed here and had we gotten Presti, holy crap, how great would we have been?
Yeah, I mean, not really, because it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, he was never keeping that team here, ever. I mean, he acted like he was keeping the team here because that was part of the agreement with Howard.
Yep.
When he bought the team from Howard Schultz, the agreement was that he would, best effort, best interest, whatever, legalese they use in the contract, that he would do his best efforts to keep the team in Seattle. Well, his best efforts to keep the team in Seattle was to ask the public for a $500 million arena for free in Renton, which is south of Seattle, which 15 years ago, whatever it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a ton of money. Now, Climate Pledge was $1 billion arena. I mean, there was no way that you're getting that done for $500 million, but he wanted everything paid for. I remember we had a meeting. He came down to the radio station because we had the rights. We were the flagship. And he came down and he brought Lenny Wilkins with him. He had signed up Lenny Wilkins to be kind of his, public-facing guy for PR purposes. He was like the Baghdad Bob of the Clay Bennett regime, to convince people that, Clay Bennett really is sincere in keeping the team here. I think Lenny got played a little bit, and I kind of felt bad for him, to be honest with you. But he came down to the studio, met with us, and said, "Man, I'm not paying a penny for the arena. I'm going to give a little nickel from every dollar we make on parking, and you're going to pay for it." So he had no desire. He knew there was no chance. I mean, the city council, the state government, city government, They wouldn't even give Wally Walker and Howard Schultz the $50 million they were looking for upgrades to Key Arena to keep the team here before he sold to Clay Bennett. Why in the hell would they fork over $500 million, right? So they were done. I don't think about that too much. I mean, honestly, the one guy that I blame the least in the entire scenario actually is Clay Bennett. You know, the team was for sale. He freaking bought him. I mean, if Howard's dumb enough and stupid enough and disloyal enough to allow a guy to walk in here from Oklahoma who clearly wants to move the team, to buy the basketball team, that's more on Howard than anybody else. But, you know, look, I mean, if I'm a Oklahoma fan, I love Clay Bennett. He's a freaking hero. You know, I wish that we had a guy like that was willing to lie and steal, you know, like Clay Bennett did, but we had nobody that was willing to do that. So they ended up going to Oklahoma. But to answer your question, no, I don't really think about that much.
Dave Softy Mahler, KJR in Seattle, joining us. It is so during the whole saga, we all hated each other, and we all would have absolutely stepped on each other's kids' faces. 100%, of course.
I would have trampled all over you to get the team at that point in time.
Don't blame me. I would have repeatedly kicked you in the junk and then smiled as you were like we're there. Now
the question really becomes who wins the champ. Who wins the title first? The Sonics when they come back, or Sacramento?
I honestly was hoping you wouldn't ask that question because I'd rather
on
the flagship of the Sacramento Kings. I think people can guess where I'm going.
So there's certain things I can't ask.
No. Hey, I'm very open about how I feel.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me just get right to it.
Sure.
I mean, this is the flagship of the Sacramento Kings, correct?
Yes.
Is Vivek still on that basketball team?
Okay, first off, it's Vivek.
Okay, whatever. Vivek. Is he still on the basketball team?
I don't like where this is going, but yes.
How bad an owner is he really?
He from the back. No, shut up. I've said it publicly.
Hey, what's the name of your producer that texted me? What's the guy's name again behind the glass? Chris. Hey, Chris, how much is Dave squirming right now? Be honest with me.
Look,
to be fair, he's squirming almost all the time. So, but I will say more than usual right now.
I have said this publicly. Off the court, ownership has been phenomenal. On the court, bottom five in the NBA, and that's being nice. It has been a disaster. It has been. We have had breaks for being good for a second, breaking the streak, the beam team, all that stuff, and then right back in the toilet bowl where we are right now. Well, let me ask you this, though. You know how much the team struggled since they stayed. Right. You know all that. Right. I'm not trying to be a wise guy here. I'm just saying you would have taken 15 wins a season for the next 15. I mean, that's kind of what I tell myself is that this is penance.
Yeah. I would have taken 10 and 72 every year. Now, come on. I mean, look, there's only 30 of these, right? There's soon to be 32. But to have one of 30 in your town, you know, it's the same thing with the Mariners, guys. I mean, just to kind of, you know, get you off the hook here a little bit and move on because I can feel you sweating through
I'm not sweating. Go just do, whatever.
The Mariners are freaking terrible. Like, the Mariners are the worst run franchise in a lot of ways in sports. The owners suck. They're the only team to have never played in the World Series in baseball. They're freaking brutal. They piss off their fan base. They piss away opportunities. The owner's cheap as hell. But I'd rather have that than nothing, right? I'd rather have the worst basketball team. I'd rather have the Washington Wizards than not have any basketball team whatsoever. So you do have to have a little bit of perspective. There's no question about that. But I mean, guys, look. I mean, not to flip it around, but if freaking Oklahoma City can get to the NBA Finals and win a championship, then Sacramento can get to the NBA Finals. I mean, last time I checked, you guys like, the 20th media market, whatever, something like that in the country. Oklahoma City is like 50th, okay? I mean, the place is a freaking dump. It's an absolute hole. I've been there multiple times for college football games, okay? Terrible. If they can get their act together in Oklahoma City, there is no reason why Sacramento should not be able to follow suit. None.
So the fact that we were at each other's throats as cities during the whole thing, once that was done, and it wasn't in one of those condescending, magnanimous ways, I've been very open, not just guys like you and Shockey, even though he's from Philly. And
he's in Denver now, by the way.
I know. By the way, I didn't want to tell you this, but I still talk to him about once a month. So
he's a good dude.
He is a good dude. So, you know, and the Sonic Skate guys, Jason, look, it is a travesty that Seattle does not have a team. Full stop. It is terrible that Seattle does not have a team. And by the way, the worst kept secret in the NBA for the last 4 or 5 years. I know you probably are superstitious, but you guys are getting a team. You're 100% getting a team. 100% you're getting it.
Feels like it.
So where, I am curious as a counterpart up there having to fill 4 hours a day. Like where are you at are you at the, okay, we'll wait till shovels are in the ground, blah, blah, and deals are signed, or are you allowing yourself and your listeners to get excited over this?
No, I think all of us know this is coming, right? I mean, it's going to happen. Everything's done. The Celtics are sold. CBA's done. Arena's done. There's literally nothing left to do in Seattle. And by the way, the Celtics thing, the reason why that was an issue up here for expansion is because David Bonderman, who owned the Celtics, also owns the Kraken. He passed away a few months ago, and his daughter, Samantha Holloway, is now taking over like the Irsay girls after, Jim Irsay passed away. And so she's going to run everything. So they had to get rid of their Celtics interests before they could get into an expansion franchise. So they had to wait for Boston to be sold. That got done. Like I said, the CBA has been done for a while, and the arena's a freaking palace. I mean, it's awesome. Like, if you haven't been up here, it's like, I'm not normally one to just kind of say, oh, come check out the arena. But the arena is really freaking cool.
I saw Coldplay really there about 3 years ago.
It's insane. So it's going to be one of the best arenas in the NBA the minute it launches. I think there's a lot of opportunity for Seattle. But, yeah, they are coming back. 99.99%. Obviously, there's a chance that something wonky happens, out of the blue that nobody expects, and maybe you reserve just 0.5% in case that happens. But I'm waking up every morning fully expecting this basketball team probably to be announced in September or early October. I think what's going to happen in July is that Adam Silver will do what he said he would do, and he would tell the owners to start exploring expansion, make that official, put a committee together, blah, blah, blah. And then over the fall, if not right before the season starts, you'll see Seattle, if not Seattle and Vegas, both announced as expansion franchises. So I'd be pretty shocked at this point if we were not playing basketball in 2 or 3 years from now up in Seattle and kicking your ass once again.
Well, that leads into the next question. Good segue. Dave Softy Mahler joining us, KJR, as we wrap up here. I've thought about this. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but is there going to be a rivalry, do you think? Between us?
Between who?
Between the Kings and the Sonics. Because of all that.
Yeah, but the real rivalry, I mean, not to just dismiss you guys, the real rivalry is going to be between the Thunder and Sonics.
Yes.
I mean, that's going to be just nasty.
Yes.
Absolutely nasty, right? Like, if you think about the nasty rivalries in the NBA right now, Boston, New York, whatever, the Thunder-Seattle rivalry is going to be disgusting. Like, there's a group of Seattle fans that will travel to Oklahoma City when the Sonics go there to play them, and they'll rub it in their face. They'll wear their Sonic jerseys, vice versa. When they come here, I think there's going to be just, the ticket prices will be through the roof. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of connection between Sacramento and Seattle, but I got to be honest with you, the strong majority of the animosity is going to be between us and the Thunder. It's going to be like the Seahawks and the 49ers, man. It's going to be gnarly. So you're not going to be like, you know what, we got our team back. It's time to let bygones be bygones. No, the hell with them. The hell with them from now until the end of time, because they robbed us, like we said, of those 17 years. They robbed us of Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. They robbed us of potentially an NBA championship, and they robbed us again. If you're a father or a mother of a kid who loves the NBA, they robbed you of 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe 20 years by the time it's all said and done of not having basketball for your kid growing up. I mean, my partner, Dick Fain, is a huge basketball fan, loves basketball. His son loves basketball. His son's 15 years old. He's never had a basketball team to call his own ever in his life. That's what Howard Schultz did to him. That's what the Thunder did to him. Screw them forever in perpetuity. I don't give a damn if the Sonics come home and win 10 NBA championships in 9 years. The Thunder will always be the Thunder, and I will be pissed off and petty and angry about that until the day I die, if not after.
I'm with you, dude. Imagine trying to screw a city out of a team and leaving the kids and families to not be able to watch, especially – I mean, I know you guys have the Mariners and UW and the Seahawks and all that. Imagine trying to screw a team that has no major league franchises out of a team and leaving.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
for you guys, it would have been way worse. It would have been way
worse.
Dude, look at Oakland, right? Look at Oakland.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know that Oakland's got the Bay Area, whatever, San Francisco, and maybe it's different. Like if the Sonics had moved to, I don't know, Spokane or Olympia, but they've lost 4 teams. 4. If you go back to is it the Seals in the 70s, the hockey team?
Oh, okay.
They've lost 4 damn teams, man. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it would have been horrible for you.
Yeah.
But
you'd have loved it.
Just to answer your question, I will never, ever get over this. I mean, Howard Schultz is a son of a bitch, and he is an evil man. He's got no spine. He's a freaking fraud. His coffee tastes like piss. Forget it.
His kid sucks on Twitter, reports all this weird stuff. You don't follow his kid, Jordan? He's a big NFL reporter now.
His kid, Jordan, pisses me off almost as much as he does, to be honest with you. Anything with the last name Schultz. Wasn't the guy that did the Peanuts comic book?
Yes, Charles. Charles Schultz, Snoopy, come on.
Charles Schultz can kiss my ass, too. Sergeant Schultz. Wasn't there a TV show?
I think so.
My ass also.
Yes. You know what I love about you is that, yes, you would have stepped on my son's neck. You would have stepped over his neck, onto his neck, so you could watch basketball. You're a blatant hypocrite, but you own it. You own 100%. It, and I appreciate
100%.
that.
Hey, you know what? As long as Chris Peterson once told me he has no problem being a hypocrite as long as it helps out the University of Washington when he was the head coach. It's all about me when it's all said and done. Screw you. It's all about Softy.
Hey, I'm with you. And you know what? Sorry, not sorry we beat your ass in the relocation, but I am happy you guys will eventually get
expansion. The only victory you've had since then, so enjoy it.
I mean, that's kind of true. Dave Softy, I have no comeback for that. Dave Mahler, weekdays, afternoons, KJR. All right, good catching up, buddy. Thank you. And, don't be a stranger. I can come on your show too, but, ratings.
Yeah, all right, bud. See you, man.
That's Dave Mahler. I told you. I
couldn't tell that he's from Seattle at all.
We'll take a break. When we come back, what's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. I need a shower right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Wednesday. It'll be bright and warmer today. Even the morning feels a bit more mild as you head out the door. Into the afternoon, sunny skies, light winds, highs in the upper 90s to about 102 across the valley. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app. The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. And don't forget Dad this Father's Day or that grad in your life. We've got you covered at the Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was taking my side hustle full-time.
Bold move, my friend.
And I needed to find everything in one stop.
Like finding Bigfoot riding a unicorn.
Yes, so I hit the Staples Easy button. Staples had everything for a new office and print services for signs and brochures. Plus, Cindy, the Staples associate, helped me find the best tech for me.
Wait, no drama?
No, Staples made it easy.
For the products, services, and experts your business needs. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Trey Songz live
All the hits, all in one night. Trey Songz. Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley. With special guest Jeremiah. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com and see the show. Trey Songz, Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
This summer, give your kids a reason to smile, brightly. At Kids Care Dental, we make dental visits fun with a kid-friendly team, easy to schedule appointments, and expert doctors who really care.
Whether it's a checkup, a cleaning, or their very first visit, we've got you covered. We accept most insurances, and we're always ready when your schedule gets hectic.
Smiles grow here. Book online in minutes at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com. Kids Care Dental, where healthy teeth make happy kids.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
All right. Thank you to Trex Decking and Railing. Let you know what's going on with my deck as they refurbish. Remember, this is getaway day. Alan will be in here Friday. We're off tomorrow for the holiday, but we still have sports. Stanley Cup is over, but we still have baseball before we get to Game 6 on Thursday. Thanks again to Dave Softy Mahler for joining us. If you hadn't had your coffee yet, I'm sure you're awake now.
You think he deserves a basketball team?
Like I said, I despised this guy during the relocation. Despised him. But then it's like I saw, like, I got it. Like, I 100% do not feel bad for I do feel bad for the kids in Seattle. I do feel bad that they got their team. It wasn't their fault. They deserve a team. But I 100% would have punted a 6-year-old kid in Seattle off a bridge like Baxter in Anchorman rather than not have my kids have basketball. Screw your kids. I'll take my kids. Don't isolate that, please. God dang it. Guardians and Giants at Oracle, 6:45 tonight. Allen and Verlander going at it. Strohs and Athletics here at Sutter Health. Severino trying to figure his life out at home versus Valdez as the A's trying to recover from last night's shellacking, 13-3. Padres at Dodgers at 7-10. That's got that series. Tatis got hit. Ohtani then got hit in retaliation. That series got a little punchy. Also, want to remind you, we got this DeMar DeRozan jersey that our boss just immediately came in and took, so I couldn't sign it or put it on. Text us and listen all day long, as all our day parts will have different code words for you. 916-339-1140. Text us right now. The code word today is forward, as in power forward. And that could win you a signed DeMar DeRozan jersey. Also, State Fair tickets at the end of this segment. Chris.
Also, at some point, we have to do streaking.
Oh, we do. All right, get ready for that. I have some. I don't want to bring you down. I have two things.
Then don't bring me down.
I have two things specifically for you. Number one, I finished your gnocchi chicken soup. It was fantastic. Little bit. It's like a better cousin of the I hope you know what I'm talking about. There's an Olive Garden soup that has kale in it that's kind of cream based. That is,
I think it's sort of the same thing.
It's better. It's kind of a little bit of a cousin. Very, very good. The bacon's a wonderful touch. Now, my question for you is this. I now have an empty and rinsed out but not clean bowl. Would you rather me take this home and bring it back to you next week clean and sparkling, or would you rather me give it to you and you take it home now?
I'll take it home now.
Why do you say that, Chris? Secondly, okay, I said I didn't want to bring you down, but it is news. You and I, and we have commented before on the disaster class that is Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, who has overseen losing the NBA on TNT, rebranding HBO to HBO Go to HBO Max to just Max, and now back to HBO and something else and whatever, and I don't know. And their stock is tanked and just disaster after disaster.
They brought in Discovery from just
That's
HBO
right.
Max and Discovery. Now they're splitting them again.
100% right. Unconfirmed, but it's now going to be known as Goldfish Week. I think he's messing with Shark Week. Well, the guillotine has come down today. He will retain his job, but his salary will be cut from $22 to $6 million, and his stock bonuses will now shrink from $23.5 to $7.5 million per year, meaning he's going from $45.5 million to $13.5 million. I assume he's got kids, grandkids.
How's he supposed to feed them?
How is he supposed to feed his family? He might as well just quit and get unemployment. How is he supposed to get behind $13.5 million a year? Plus all the other things that I'm sure are coming to him that we don't know about, and company plane, and yeah. So listen, guys, I'm just saying, if anybody's listening right now, I said there were Kennedy moments, right? I was writing them down earlier. I was trying to see if I forgot anyone, then we'll go streaking. The Challenger, O.J. Simpson, 9/11. Princess Diana was the one I forgot the night she got in the crash. Am I missing one?
I'm sure.
I feel like I'm talking about universally, you know where you were. I'm not talking about just big things. I'm talking about like, dude, I knew where I was. Like, for example, someone said when Kurt Cobain killed him. No. Like, that's a huge deal, and I remember it, but I guarantee you not everybody does.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
All right. Anyways, let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
All right. We have not been doing well. From the 541, Dave, hello. Just moved to Des Moines for a summer job. Any advice about living in the Midwest? Already experienced a tornado warning while staying overnight in Kearney, not Kearney, that's Kearney, Nebraska. Well, I would say a couple of things. First off, just understand Iowa. People that live in Iowa are referred to as Iowegians. Iowa stands for idiots out wandering about, at least according to Nebraska. It's a big rivalry. I will say the one piece of advice I could give you is this. Watch the Weather Channel. It is fascinating out there. I was glued to it when I lived in Omaha, and I won't say enjoy the weather because it's terrible. Enjoy yourself. You know what? Iowa and Nebraska are wonderful places to live with wonderful, wonderful people. The weather sucks, but you're gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna be hot. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna lose a lot of weight from the sweat. But these are just incredible people. Go out, experience, get to know people.
Your arteries will go crazy because of the food.
The food is definitely not as bad as northern Midwest, Chicago area, but yeah. And head up Mickey Finn's in Omaha. That was my old spot. All right. How are we doing, Chris?
Well,
Jason,
you are on a 1-game hitting streak. You chose Bobby Witt Jr. Well, Bobby Witt Jr.
You said Jason. You meant Dave.
I'm sorry, Dave.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Jason's in where?
He is in New Orleans.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah.
2 for 4 with a home
Let's
run
go.
yesterday.
Let's go. Thanks, Bob.
Your streak going to 2.
Yeah, damn right it is.
Jason.
Uh-huh.
He picked Rafael Devers in his when he joined the Giants.
Yeah.
And what did he do?
Called
yesterday?
a debut.
Yeah. What did he do yesterday?
I believe
I'm trying to watch this Manchester City game.
You went, what's the score? Who are you
1-0 City.
Who are you playing?
Wydad.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a real worm
Best team in
burner.
Morocco.
Oh, my God. Oh, the best team in Morocco versus Man City. He went 2 for 5. Did Rafael Devers. So excellent job, Jason. What about you, Christopher?
Well, I decided I'm on quite the not hitting streak. I picked Jacob Wilson from the Athletics. Jason Wilson, he only got 1 at bat. He walked his.
Oh, dear. Oh,
and no hits.
No hits. I'm sorry.
So I don't even know who to pick today.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a second. I'm going to turn around and pull a Jason Ross. I'm hoping for a 2-game streak. Give me Rafael Devers of the Giants. Who did Jason say he picked at 4 a.m. when he texted
At
us?
2 a.m. And that's about the time. I think I got about a half-hour sleep out there.
Attaboy.
Dave chose. Jeez.
Wow,
Jason
you
chose.
didn't get sleep.
Where is he?
He's in our text thread.
Oh,
Chris.
he picked Roman Anthony.
Oh, Roman Anthony of the Red Sox.
And I am going to take. Let's see. Let me make sure that the Royals are playing today.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I will take Bobby Witt Jr.
Okay. Bobby Witt Jr. 1-800-920-1140 right now. Family 4-pack of tickets to go see the California State Fair at Cal Expo happening July 11th to 27th of this year. Chris, we're looking for caller number
3.
So hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now to win a 4-pack of tickets to the fair. We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk with Alan Stiles, celebrity birthdays, and we wrap up the program right after this.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with a Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on our King P5 smart bed, our lowest price of the season. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying 4 day. For well qualified, plus tax and $10 connection charge. Payoff via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
No rush, Alan.
Get the timing wrong? Must have. Yeah, this is a 4-minute break. I'm not blaming you. I was late. I can't hear you. No. Hello? There you go. Hi.
Oh, you know what, Dave? It's only a 4.5-minute break.
No way was that a 4.5-minute break. No way.
Kyle does that all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the last one. You're right.
Yeah, thank you.
It was 4 minutes and 5 seconds.
No.
I'm looking at it right now.
You said tomato.
Stop fighting with the text line.
No, I'm not. I had asked earlier, Kennedy moments in our lifetime. Princess Diana, the Challenger crash, O.J. Simpson's ride, the 34th anniversary yesterday. 9/11, obviously. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Somebody said the Dale Earnhardt. It's like what I said. That's like the Kurt Cobain thing. Like, not everybody's going to remember I remember where I was with the Dale Earnhardt crash, but not everybody's going to remember.
I remember where I was with Kobe. Personally, I do.
I don't know if that counts. I do too.
I don't think it does, but I do.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was in my backyard. It was early morning, and I called Jason Ross and told him, and he honestly was like, he legit for a second thought I was pranking him, and I was like, Jason, and he got it real quick. But I mean, I would have probably said the same thing if he did it. Like, this is the weirdest prank. This is not funny. Why would you prank me? It was that unbelievable.
This is, I think, for everyone, but I would say more for Twitter people. When Trump got COVID.
That's actually a really good one.
That was wild.
Okay. Magic's press conference. That's got to be there, right?
I also think it's generational. Obviously,
yeah, it is.
Like, for me, based on my age, Kobe is higher just because some of the ones that you said was,
100%.
Not really.
Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Same day as the Kings drafted Tyreek Evans.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd never put that together. Wow. I remember that.
Didn't you pass up on? Was that the Klay Thompson one? Who
no,
was it? Who was it?
That was Steph Curry.
Yeah, it was Steph.
Oh, that's right.
Right, and
the other splash.
But always, I don't know why this made me feel better. It shouldn't, but. If I'm correct, didn't the Wolves draft Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn before Steph Curry?
Yes.
Yeah. And what was terrible about that draft, the Kings had the worst record in the league.
Yes.
So they had the best chance at the number 1 pick, which was Blake Griffin that year.
Yep.
And they got the 4th pick, which was the absolute worst that they could have done.
Well, and then Blake got hurt at Oklahoma. He was hurt his rookie year. That started the whole Ben Simmons rookie of the year, stuff earlier. James Harden, I think, was a 6th man that year. So, Kings ended up getting rookie of the year. First, what was the big thing with the Maloofs was first rookie since LeBron to average 25 and 5. That was the big push.
Do you remember what G-Man said? We had commercials about it all the time.
Move
over, Michael Jordan.
That's right.
Move over, LeBron James. You've got someone else in your company.
Oh my gosh, that was Anyways, how are you, Alan? Alan, it's official. Well, yeah, we said it yesterday. You're hosting on Friday. That's great. Appreciate you. What?
Yeah, I was just making sure tomorrow wasn't Friday.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah,
it's actually Thursday.
You didn't know that you're also hosting tomorrow when everybody's off?
Well, that would
be quite the power move by Dave.
Yeah, no, Dave, you're touching it. Yeah, you are.
I would rather take this drill and put it in an orifice that you can't see right now and turn it on.
And that thing has been charged forever because it hasn't died yet. And you guys have been messing with it, myself included. For
How can you not mess with it? I mean, how do you not pick up a drill?
Like, how can you see a drill in a room?
Sounds like? That sounds like Father's Day to me. Yeah.
Are you a handy guy?
I woke up on Father's Day and I just turned my drill on. I didn't even have anything to do.
I am 100% not a handy guy. I'm not. But on occasion, this is reminding me of the time where what? Am I? Okay. Sometimes when I see you guys laughing, okay. I'm a huge handy guy, but I'm not very handy around the house.
What does that mean? You help other people's houses?
No, they help me. There's been a few times where my brother has come over to assist me in a project, which really involves me like, hey, dude, you need some water?
Yeah.
But about 2 months ago, my son's door was coming off the hinges a little bit.
Yeah.
I went and got my drill.
Oh, yeah.
I got the screws out. I made some new holes and
yeah.
And then this is actually, my wife would attest to this. I got done. I went downstairs. I put the drill away. I put it on the charger. And I took my shirt off.
Yeah.
And I went around the house. I was like, I am father.
Yeah.
Man of the house. I fix things. That's right. Anybody else need anything to be fixed?
I do that if I change a light.
Right?
And you know what? The wives, they love it.
Love it. She loved it.
Oh, they love it.
There's something about finishing a project.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't finish you're not a project guy where you're like, ha. Like I put together that IKEA furniture. I'm a man.
Yeah. I told you. Well, I put together the outside furniture and I put some mulch down last week.
Ooh.
Like I said, man.
Oh.
They love
all that is man.
They love it. You know what I mean?
Here's MC on the chat. Jesus, learn a trade. I have radio.
They love that too.
Sorry. It does drive my dad nuts because, he made sure I knew how to change my oil. He made sure I knew how to change a tire.
Mm-hmm.
His thing, you're going to need all this stuff when you get older. No, Dad, I'm just going to pay someone to do it.
AAA.
Yeah, got AAA. I know how to dial a phone, Dad.
That's right.
I can dial a phone.
Got to read a map.
I have no shame. It does not affect my manhood. If I need somebody to come out, no, this is broke. Could you fix it for me? Here's.
And then, then the car breaks down and the guy comes and he looks like Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
What?
What?
I'm just.
I'm not.
Hey, put a shirt on, man.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Hey! Nothing says family and friends like a crumble cookie. Hey, did you just finish remodeling that house? Yes, I did with my own bare hands. Guess what? Here's a crumble cookie. Christopher Laud.
All right, guys. We are going to start with what year did the movie Dodgeball come out on this day?
Someone's got to.
It's a hell of a strategy, Cotton. See if it works out. Dodgeball. 2010.
Oh, I was not Really?
I don't know, man. I could be.
I was going to say, yeah. I was going to say
here.
07.
Oh, way off.
We do not have a correct answer.
I didn't think we
Is
did.
it earlier?
And I'm embarrassed of you guys. 2004 is when Dodgeball.
I started at 5, then I went to 6, and Dave said whatever he said.
Yeah.
Also, on this day, what year did the movie Toy Story 3 come out?
2014.
That is warmer, I think.
Yeah.
2013.
We do not have a correct answer. Alan, with the Price is Right rule, he wins. 2010.
Really?
I almost said 2010. Wow.
You did say 2010.
I did. Oh, I
said
did?
that for Dodgeball.
Ah, damn it. It was too early.
All right. Yesterday, Jason said, Chris, you are the one that has to get this right. He's one of your favorite persons. You have to get this person's celebrity birthday right. And I did. So, Dave, I'm challenging you with the same thing.
God.
How old is Paul McCartney today?
I'm going to be.
This is one of his songs, too.
I'm going to be within a year here. Paul is 83. Oh, it's one of two. Don't be piggybacking, dude. Pick like 70 or something.
What did you say?
83.
82.
It's 82 or 83.
We've got a correct answer.
Oh, God.
Man, big Beatles fan. Dave loves Paul McCartney, one of the greatest songwriters of his generation.
Yeah.
Dave, you're right.
That's
Paul
right.
McCartney is
Thank
83.
You, God. Thank you so much.
And let's just go with Antonio Gates. Not a good birthday list today.
Such a tremendously underrated tight end for the Chargers.
Was he underrated, though?
I
feel like everybody.
He's properly rated. No, you know what? He's underrated. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Such a stud.
I think people do respect him, though.
They respect him.
Yes.
Antonio Gates is 42.
Antonio Gates,
Tony G.
43.
Alan's closer, 45.
Wow. All right. Well, look, for Dave Softy Mahler, our good friend up in Seattle, for Samuel L. Amick, and all of you listening, thanks so much. It's Alan Styles now, and it's Alan Styles Friday morning as well. Lots of trade wins happening, including one recently. Rumors involving the Kings and Kevin Durant. Not them two, but you know, all that. Alan's got you covered all the way till 2 p.m. We'll see you. I will see you all on Monday. Light the beam, whatever. Bye-bye now.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?